In Centerville, also here.
Centerville.
In Centerville.
Jack. Mm-hmm. What does Jack do in Centerville? Do you know?
I believe he's a chef.
Okay.
There's a little hint.
Oh, okay. No. Oh, okay.
of the imaginary family that Gina creates every day. So why this Derek and the Dominoes? That's they're no Delaney and Bonnie and Friends.
That's true.
And I reassured Carrie and Bill that this was not in celebration of Eric Clapton for some reason, because we don't like Eric.
We don't.
He's a horrible person.
Terrible human being.
This is another terrible
Always
human
has
being,
been.
but in a different way. On this day, in 2023, Jim Gordon died. You say, who's Jim
Commissioner Gordon of Gotham City.
No.
He's the co-writer of that song.
Yeah. American drummer Jim Gordon died in prison at the age of 77. One of the most requested session drummers of the late 60s and 70s. He played with the Everly Brothers, the Monkees, the Beach Boys. He played drums on John Lennon's Imagine.
And he was commissioner of Gotham City.
The Carpenters. Glenn Campbell, Wichita lineman, he's the drummer on that. Steely Dan, Jackson Browne, Frank Zappa. And the reason I picked that song is he co-wrote, as Bill just mentioned, Layla with Eric Clapton. Now you say he died in prison. Why did he die in prison?
Hey, Gina, why did he die in prison?
Gordon murdered his mother on June 3rd, 1983 by pounding her head with a hammer.
She had it coming.
Wow.
She had it coming.
So it's a morsel of murder.
So he died in prison. Was he shanked or just old age?
Well, he killed his mom in 1983, and he'd been in prison ever since. So my guess is he
just died.
Yeah.
I just reading through some of Eric Clapton's, and that's Layla apparently all has to do with George Harrison and Patty Boyd and Harrison stealing Patty Boyd or from Clapton
or the other way around. I don't know.
I can't remember. And but it's just. And then there's this. He says they were doing the concert for Bangladesh in 1971, and Eric Clapton passed out on stage, was revived, and managed to finish the performance.
They give him a little bump of cocaine to get him going again.
Cocaine,
little bump.
He, he's just had a horrible drugs, alcohol, racism.
That's
anti-vax.
I was going to say the thing we don't like about Eric Clapton are his racism and his anti-vaxxer.
And the way he's treated other people all through his career.
Yeah,
he's treated people just abysmally, and yet they still seem to still like him and want to help him out. That's because he plays the guitar real good. So
that erases all your ills.
Well, in some people's eyes, I guess it does.
When you're a celebrity, they let you do it.
And when he was. And then he wrote that song that was a big hit, "Tears in Heaven,"
for his son.
When his son died, and he fell out of a window in New York. 4-year-old kid fell out of a window on the 53rd floor window of his mother's friend's New York City apartment. Clapton was informed of the son's death through a hysterical phone call by the boy's mother, Lori Del Santo.
That's a good song. That's a very very sad,
and he's a
heartfelt song.
I mean, he's an incredibly good guitarist, but just a mess of a human being, a mess. And is he? I guess he's still performing. He must be about 80, at least. I was always a big fan of Blind Faith, the band he formed with Steve Winwood, and who was there were three of them: Steve Winwood, Eric Clapton, and I can't think of it.
Let me look.
Wait, I got it right here. Steve Winwood, Rick Gretsch.
Who was that? I don't know who that is.
He was in a band called Family.
And Ginger Baker.
Yeah, and Ginger Baker on another great human being.
Yeah. Another horrible human being.
This is a really good song. But again, this album, the cover of the album when it was released, a topless 12-year-old girl on the album, and when it was released in Europe.
Yep.
And
not this one.
And no, because in America they went, what? no, and they put a different cover on the
Ugh.
I mean, what
Are we going to end on that note?
I mean, a beautiful song, a lot of beautiful songs on that, and that I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get what. But they're no Delaney and Bonnie and Friends.
That's true.
Did they had a hit? What was that?
I don't know Delaney, Bonnie, and
That was Eric Clapton.
Delaney and Bonnie.
Delaney and Bonnie and Friends. He was in the band, and Clapton was in the band for a while.
I'm not finding the Friends. I'm finding Delaney and Bonnie, but
yeah, Delaney and Bonnie, and I think it was parentheses and Friends, and.
Lately it seems like everything's gone wrong. Misunderstanding about who's right and who's wrong. I don't know. I can't.
Oh, they had a hit with J.J. Cale's "After Midnight."
I've got a never-ending love for you.
I've heard that one.
Mm-hmm.
From now on, that's all I want to do. From the first time we met, I knew I'd have a never-ending love for you.
I'm not finding After Midnight.
Isn't After Midnight just a Eric Clapton song? I can hear him singing.
That's what I thought.
I can hear him doing that song.
It says out here. It says Delaney, Bonnie, Eric Clapton. The album yielded the unexpected U.S. number 18 hit J.J. Cale's "After Midnight."
Well, I have J.J. Cale's After Midnight.
But I think Eric recorded it too, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
After midnight, gonna shake your tambourine. After midnight, it's gonna be peaches and
I think that's a different song.
He's
we're gonna cause
recorded with about everybody in the world too.
an exhibition. Find out what is a holy bell.
Is this the same song?
It's the same song.
Yeah.
After midnight, we gonna let it all.
Oh, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. There it is.
There you go.
That's what I was expecting to hear.
That's exciting.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
All right, then. We'll take a break here, and then we'll come back with your check-ins. Please, if you'd like to check in with us, we'd like to hear you check in. 877-602-9696, that's the number to call. Tell us how you're doing, what you're doing today. Getting ready to hunker down for the snow we're going to have. Just say hi. We like to hear from you. 877-602-9696, or you can text us if you like, 33986.
Listen up, Radio from Hell.
Thing went well, Gina?
Yeah, I had this. My doctor told. Well, we back up. I've been
All right.
having high blood pressure. Like, which is weird for me. I don't usually have that.
You
And
usually don't have any blood pressure at all.
It's true. I'm usually very slow pulse and low blood pressure. So we're in the investigation portion of trying to find out what's causing that. And yesterday she sent me a message saying, I need you to come in for an 8 a.m. blood test. And yes, it has to be at 8 a.m. And I'm like, she's like, I know you work, but it has to be at 8
It
a.m.
was for the doctor's convenience, I'm sure.
So I'm confused. So I go to her office this morning and I asked the nurse, why this 8 a.m. blood test? And she said it's an 8 a.m. cortisol test. And yes, it has to be done first thing in the morning because that's the time of day when the numbers are most likely to be high.
But that's a time of day for normal people.
Exactly.
We're up at 3.
Exactly. But the lab is not. So
Well,
the
so-
lab opens at 8.
So the results of your tests that are are very important to your health,
Yeah.
Dubious at best.
are
So,
strictly at the whims of when the lab opens.
and I've had so much blood taken the last 2 weeks, and the nice lady that takes the blood, it's always from the same spot,
Why?
and
Why don't you don't have to do that?
well, it's just the way her room's set up. It's the
No,
chair.
no,
and the,
no, God. Gina! Oh, that's just the way her room
Well,
is set up.
that's where the table is.
Nonsense.
But she uses this this tape like afterwards
Yeah.
to put like a cotton ball there,
Uh-huh.
and so I have ripped this tape off the same part of my arm like 3 times in the last week.
Gina, no.
I think I'm
say,
It
I,
hurt.
you say I need it to be in another spot. You don't have
Can
to
you
do
not
that.
use the icky tape?
Good
that-
God. Most phlebotomists play, they have those chairs that the thing flips and they can do it from either side.
Yeah,
And
it just
so if she's just got a table set up, you can turn your chair around.
And-
it's the way it
And
was.
it shouldn't be the way that the chair is sit. You should extend both arms and say, which one do you like?
Yeah, huh?
And then they can look and say, oh, that looks like a good one right there.
But it's the it's the tape. I hate the tape.
The tape is.
It's your own fault.
So that's sorry, and I appreciate Jimmy hopping in and.
Well, he was
helping out
good.
this
I
morning.
think
I was
we ought to
surprised.
we ought to ask him to do it every week.
Maybe it was part of his whole planning and scheme to psych out the other person because he made it sound like, oh, I don't know pop culture.
And then he was
And
right
then
on
He
it.
just nailed it.
All of them. He even got an actual trivia question.
Really?
Yes. It's like out of these 4 women, only one of them was not dated by Justin Timberlake.
Oh,
And there wasn't a joke answer. There were 4.
it could have been any of
And he
them.
didn't hesitate.
And he answered it correctly. Did you hear it?
No, let me hear what it.
Let me see how you do.
Okay.
All right. Which of the following women has Justin Timberlake not dated?
Okay.
Now, wait, which part of your brain would you like to answer this with?
The right or the left? Britney Spears, Jessica Biel, Cameron Diaz, or Christina Aguilera?
Cameron Diaz.
No,
He dated Cameron Diaz.
he did.
Oh, he didn't date Christina Aguilera.
Very good.
Okay.
But Jimmy,
Bam, hit it.
right away.
Ah.
I was
He went, that'd be Christina Aguilera.
blown away.
Huh.
You know why? Because Jimmy's dated all of them.
I
That's
guess
right.
so.
He's talked to them all.
Do it, text us, or call us. Either one. 877-602-9696. That's the phone. You can text us at 33986. Do we have a sponsor?
It's brought to you by the Pride flag. It's nothing to be scared of. It's just something nice.
The moon.
I don't know. Looking at it, I'm getting urgings.
It's just a nice thing.
I think I'm
Look
going to
how
become,
nice that is.
I'm going to become a homosexual.
Just because I'm doing that?
Yeah.
Huh?
My
Get a load of
goodness.
that.
That's
Wow.
because that's how it works.
I'm feeling gay.
According to our legislature, that's how it works.
I'm feeling very gay. How about you, Carrie?
Pretty gay.
It's just a nice thing.
All right, the moon, 99.4% of full. There'll be an actual full moon tomorrow. There's an eclipse tomorrow, a lunar eclipse tomorrow as well. The moon will set today at 7:32 a.m., today being Thursday. It's the 13th day of March in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025. It's Smart and Sexy Day.
Well.
Finally, a day for me. It's L. Ron Hubbard Day.
Oh, boy.
You know, in many ways, L. Ron Hubbard really explained what religion is all about.
What's that?
Well, he was a science fiction writer,
Yeah.
and he turned it into a religion. There you go. It's Popcorn Lovers Day. Coconut Tort Day.
Nice.
That's a very specific tort.
Yeah. And it's Open an Umbrella Indoors Day.
Why would you do that?
That's bad luck.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, it's bad luck. Bad luck.
You do?
Because there's no such thing as bad luck or good
but
luck.
you don't feel a little bit weird?
No.
doing
No.
that? No.
No.
No. I stay dry because I open it up inside and then I walk outside when it's raining and
That's the way to do it.
easy transition.
This is an all-new edition of the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. There's Kerry Jackson right there, putting on his hat. I'm Bill Allred, hatless. Gina Barberi wearing no hat today.
No, I don't.
There she is. Quit waving that. I'm getting gay. Stop that.
That's my sign-off today, by the way.
Katie, for short, is our fine producer. And it's Maya helping out as well.
I didn't have any choice. I had to be gay.
She waved the flag at
She
me,
kept waving it.
and I became a gay. All right. Check-ins, 877-602-9696. Nobody wants to talk to
That's
us.
all right.
They don't want to talk to us.
Bus driver Troy checking in. Come on, what a way to start the day. Layla from Pleasant View. There you go. Let's see.
I bet there are a lot of women named Layla.
That were born in the 70s?
After that song came out.
Let's see, Mike in Nashville. So if you don't believe in bad luck or good luck, when you see a penny on the ground, do you pick it up or not?
No, I do not.
No. Sketchy Blake of Ogden checking in. Gina, I also see imaginary people.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Data Dave checking in after a wonderful night with Alex the Chemist. Now I'm ready to face the rest of the week. Welcome to the fourth Monday of the month.
Oh, yeah.
Clapton, Lennon, and Keith Richards all played together in the Dirty Mac, according to Bad Brad Wheeler. Mishak Averta checking in 2 days till I'm in Florida to hang out with my...
Are you going to Disney again, Mishak? Weren't you just there?
Could be.
Well, that's if he wants to do that, he can.
Of course he can.
Let's see. After Midnight is a J.J. Cale cover.
Yeah.
Cocaine as well. J.J. Cale cover. Mm-hmm. A bit disturbing, but still a great morning music school today. Happy Thursday. Almost there. April from American Fork checking in. Perry City listener checking in. Big shout out to the best project management team I've worked with at the Rocket Factory. I'll miss you all. Need some good vibes. Derek the Cable Guy checking in. Levi in Coachella Valley checking in. I don't miss driving in the snow. Rye from Orem checking in. Cardboard Chris. Ella the Nanny checking in.
Eric Clapton and friends are icky. Somebody said.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Woodworker Willie. Crazy Cat Lady. Tristan from the most west of Jordans. Ogden Oscar checking in from Terre Haute, Indiana. Andrew the PA checking in from the Red Line Tracks on the way to work at the University of Utah. Johnny B checking in. Hey, can y'all give me some info on this man in the arena garbage? I need to get a man card so I can buy me an F-150.
I think they actually take your blood to test your testosterone levels before
you're
you're
manly
allowed to
enough.
get your card.
Johnny, you don't need a card to buy an F-150. You need a lot of money now. Troy of Riverton checking in. Happy Trent Staggs is not running for re-election.
He's not.
No,
Interesting.
What's he doing?
he's not saying.
Is he's going to run for governor or something?
It's media.
Probably.
It's media related, I'll bet. Patrick, the friendly neighborhood middle school teacher, checking in. End the quarter. Testing starts in just a few weeks. Ian from Sandy. The only unlucky thing about umbrellas inside is for the umbrella if you aren't careful. Okay. Again, text to voice is not your friend. Holly of West Jordan checking in, getting gayer than ever. Thanks, Gina. Metal Shop Mark, Amy from American Fork. Looks like everybody's here, so let's go. All right.
Everybody's here and everybody's behaving themselves on the road. I have no slowdowns, no accidents, no animals running loose, no debris, nothing. Everything looks great. Let's see if we can keep it that way. If you see something that is not keeping it that way, you can text us if it's safe for you to text 33986.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll play a song. After the song, it's Big Boy News and Frank Christ Presents the Dead Celebrity Game. We'll explain how to play, what you'll win, coming up.
Don't miss a
A very strange and chatty boy.
I think Kyle Brown would be delighted, and if he's listening, he is delighted with the sudden shift in gears that we do on this show, from being silly and stupid to something serious. Kyle Brown, if you don't know, we have a few new listeners. They've identified themselves today. He was on our show for many years. He called in and did just skits, I guess you'd call them, little bits on the radio. Yeah. He was really funny, and we enjoyed him a lot. We found out that Kyle was ill. He has ALS, and that's fatal. And so he's been sending us a weekly letter, and here it is today. I titled this one. I titled them all, but this one's called Tying Up Loose Ends. Over the weekend, we had my will notarized. Ooh. And the medical directives all signed. The medical directives are just saying that I just want no life-saving measures made, only comfort measures. That was my Saturday. One evening last week, my father was locking up their church building. He was doing this because the person that was supposed to had slipped and fallen on the ice the night before. Well, my father also fell on the ice, breaking 4 ribs and puncturing a lung. He spent 5 days in the ICU, but he is recovering now. He's in his late 70s, and it was very scary for a couple of days. They say you never want to bury your children. Well, he gave it a heck of a shot, but he'll still have to do it.
Oh, jeez.
I'm still working full-time. That's something I take some pride in. I've been trying to pay our mortgage in advance so my wife doesn't have to worry about it a few months after I die. I'm sure she'll have trouble working a few weeks immediately after. I'm also tying up some other things financially for my family. I won't go into that, but of course I worry about them when I'm gone. I do carry a small life insurance policy, but I've heard horror stories about them paying out with ALS. I can't imagine. My speech decline had stopped for a couple of months, as in it remained the same for a while now, but then last week it made up for it, and it has declined significantly in the last 8 days. Now even my wife can hardly understand me. Everything is in a fast decline now. Legs, arms, hands, voice, swallowing. I guess I deserve, duh, on that since I have bulbar ALS and I have passed my expiration date. I found out that I'll hit another goal later this week. I will live to see the movie Magic Mike's Last Dance.
Oh, God.
Although another goal I thought I'd reach, but now maybe not, is the release of the new Depeche Mode album.
Well,
It's called Memento Mori. It was supposed to be released last week, but has been pushed back to March 17th. This will sound silly, but I worry about the new album because Depeche Mode is and has always been my wife's favorite band. The name of the new album, Memento Mori, is Latin for Remember You Must Die. So the timing is a little bit ironic for my wife. These are the things in my mind this last week. Some are normal, some are not. I am spending more and more time planning my funeral. I don't think my wife will be able to handle it very well. I have to say a big thank you to all of you listeners who have emailed me. It's been very kind of you to do that. I would say to the listeners, remember, you must die. We all die. I just have an idea of when, and it's soon. You're all fine. Cheers, Kyle. Look over there.
Kyle, I have a gift for you. Now, the Depeche Mode album has been pushed back, but they're releasing a new song on Thursday. Now, Kyle.
Hang in there.
I can't play you the entire song.
You mean right now?
But I can play you a snippet.
Oh.
Okay.
I am legally not able to play the entire song for you, Kyle, so here you go. Again, that's all I can play.
Wow. But Thursday, you'll be here Thursday, Kyle.
Can you email Kyle the song?
No.
Not the entire song.
Not legally?
This is all that I am allowed. This is all they've given me right now.
If anybody wants to break the law and email Kyle the song, if you have it, here's his email address. He does appreciate the emails from you. It's Kyle Brown, and his email is KRB, the number's 76 at hotmail.com.
We'll play that Thursday at about 9:45.
So hang in there, Kyle.
Thursday. He'll be here Thursday.
You'll be here Thursday, 9:45. Just hang in there a little bit longer, Kyle. Thank you. On this day, in 1985,
Man.
the Dream Academy released Life in a Northern Town, the lead single off their self-titled debut studio album, written as a tribute to the musician Nick Drake
Oh, I didn't know that.
and produced by David Gilmour of Pink Floyd.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There you go.
You were just a little girl back then, weren't you, Gina?
That was just a little thing.
You were just a little...
85?
1985, you were a
Yeah.
little kid.
All right. Big boy news and innuendo now, but right after that, it's Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. It's the Dead Celebrity Game. We'll give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them is dead. If you pick the dead one correctly, you will win.
Tickets to see The Offspring coming to town with Jimmy Eat World and Newfound Glory.
People want these Offspring tickets. 877-602-9696. All you got to do is play Frank Christ Presents. Right after this, big boy news and innuendo brought to you by
Business owners, do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure and Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
Well, I think we mentioned this earlier in the week, but I just saw this. Where did I get this? I think from the Tribune. The Salt Lake Film Society has reserved weekends in April to honor David Lynch,
Oh.
an innovative filmmaker, of course, who died in January. Each weekend in April, Salt Lake Film Society will air screenings.
We'll
Will
screen.
Yeah,
It's unnecessary
They're
words
hiring
there.
high school kids over there. They will screen some of Lynch's most iconic films. Tickets went on sale this week. The films the Society has chosen to highlight include April 4th and 5th, Elephant Man.
Good.
Then the next weekend, Eraserhead. Then April 18th and 19th, Lost Highway. Blue Velvet, 18th and 19th as well. And then Wild at Heart at the end of April, the 25th and 26th.
No Fire Walk with Me.
It says here, other offerings from include, again, their high school people are writing this. Other offerings from include David Lynch shorts, Twin Peaks Firewalk with Me, and Mulholland Drive.
That's confusing
That
as
doesn't
hell.
make any sense.
Yeah.
Those searching for more information about Lynch will find his body of work described as off-kilter, sinister, surreal, unique, and compelling,
And weird.
among many other adjectives, like weird. Be sure to familiarize yourself with the topic and the rating before you go to the film. A smart assumption is his films aren't intended for children. It's
Smart.
Weird.
Go with that assumption.
Where did this come from? I don't
Is
know.
it an AI
AI
generated?
wrote that,
It
man.
came from KSL. All right. So, a former FBI agent who spent years investigating cases similar to one that has shocked and enraged Box Elder County residents and just about anybody else who's heard about it, shared insight into their complexity. Tremont and Fire Chief Ned Brady Hansen and Judge Kevin Robert Christensen both face child sex abuse charges, with case details showing the two allegedly shared child pornography and discussed fantasies of abusing children together. Greg Rogers is now a private investigator after being FBI for 30 years and working on child pornography cases. Every day that you don't arrest them, there's a chance they might perpetrate another crime on a child, Rogers said. So it keeps you up at night. It's a different type of motivation to work hard.
Yeah.
Even after all this time investigating similar cases, Rogers said the one involving Hansen and Christensen is quite rare, especially when Christensen initially released Hansen on his initial plea despite being advised to hold him without bail. Their particular professions are admittedly unusual, said Rogers. Due to the nature of the case and those involved, Rogers believes additional charges will probably be filed and it'll be referred to federal authorities. The investigation into the judge and the chief began in November following a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. These two guys weren't that careful, he said. They weren't savvy about what they were doing. That's why they got caught.
They probably thought they were above the law because they were the law.
Unfortunately, Rogers said that while these types of crimes may seem rare, they're not, and he advises parents to talk to their kids about staying safe online. And people in Box Elder County, they're just in shock.
Yeah.
Tremonton community is in shock, as well as angry and concerned after the arrest of the 2 high-profile officials on child sex abuse charges. Typical small town, like we're all family, we love each other. We try to keep an eye out for things that are going wrong and take care of each other, said Tremonton resident Jessica Flynn. Melissa Alvey explained how the town at the center of this horrendous allegation is known for its Mayberry feel. Everybody knows each other. We're just, we know each other's business, which can be good and also sometimes not good. When something happens like the arrest of the chief and the judge, the town hopes that they can work through it together as long as both men remain in police custody in separate jails. And they are, in fact. I think one is in the Davis County Jail, and I don't know where the other guy is. But
they should keep them there. They are a danger.
And now there is a Salt Lake County judge who has overseen cases in the West Jordan courthouse. He's being investigated for criminal behavior.
They're not being specific about what it is, and I don't know that it's. I don't think it's related to this.
Well, we don't know. Tanya Mashburn declined to say what the investigation is about, but said Judge William Kendall is not currently presiding over any cases due to the investigation. No criminal charges have been filed against Kendall. The public court calendar still shows a full week of hearings for Kendall next week, but he has no hearing scheduled for the rest of this week. But they're being rather
cagey.
Yeah. So there is that, and there's still a lot that nobody's talking about, and it's hard to talk about it. But there are a lot of details that a lot of people are. I mean, people are just not. I think things will gradually come out that will be even more disturbing. Well, I was so honored. Because I got an email, and I think Katie has a picture of this. I've been offered a chance to buy the big 10-inch Trump victory knife, a blade that honors legacy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you got right on that, didn't you?
Well, I sent away yesterday. This knife is just. You should see it.
You can see it at x96.com/live.
Yeah, part of it there. It's got a patriotic. Embossing on the blade, a 6-inch razor-sharp blade, a nylon belt sheath, an American flag handle, and it says Donald Trump on the handle. This is a grift.
Yeah,
of course it is.
This is the President of the United States using his office and image to sell stuff, to sell crap to people.
This should upset you.
United Collector's Edition, only 250 knives made. The Donald Trump 10-inch victory knife.
A victory knife.
Yes.
Yes, but Joe Biden's son
had a phone call. And said, Dad, do you want to say hi to this guy?
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
The Biden family, the biggest crime family ever. A measles outbreak in the U.S. continues to expand as Oklahoma joins the growing list of states to report cases of measles. The Oklahoma State Department of Health announced 2 cases of measles have been detected in the state. Health officials said the cases likely stemmed from larger outbreaks in Texas and New Mexico. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, cases have also been reported in Alaska, California, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Washington. These cases highlight the importance of being aware of measles activity as people travel or host visitors. So if you have anybody coming in from out of state, from any of those locations, call them and tell them to stay home.
Yes.
And this makes me nervous because I have nieces and nephews that have babies, multiple babies in my family that are not vaccinated yet because they're not old enough.
No.
That's who I'm scared for.
According to the CDC, symptoms of measles typically begin with high fever, cough, runny nose, watery eyes. Then 2 to 3 days after those initial symptoms, tiny white spots may appear inside the mouth, and then you get the rash.
Well, I got the measles.
The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency announced yesterday it would roll back dozens of regulations on energy, air quality, and carbon emissions. The rollbacks are intended to reduce costs associated with energy and personal vehicles and the business of manufacturing. Administration officials discussing the rollbacks in statements on Wednesday emphasized those financial and economic costs and said that the changes will translate to increased jobs, particularly in the automotive sector. We are driving a dagger straight into the heart of the climate change religion to drive down the cost of living for American families, unleash American energy, and bring back auto jobs to the U.S. and more.
We've been drilling more than any country.
Particular changes expected from the agency include reconsidering the 2009 endangerment finding, under which the EPA held that greenhouse gas emissions threaten the public health and welfare of current and future generations.
Oh, we can just change science now?
Reconsidering rules that would have required coal and natural gas power plants to reduce or otherwise capture 90% of greenhouse gas emissions. Revising the definition of waters of the United States to align with a 2023 Supreme Court decision that limited the bodies of water covered by the Clean Water Act.
We want to be able to pollute more water,
Exactly.
so we need to,
and the USDA has cut programs, and school nutritionists are raising alarms about this.
Yep.
Because recent cuts by the Trump administration are looming. The Department of Agriculture announced cuts to 2 programs that allowed schools and food banks to acquire food from local farms, a move that experts warn could jeopardize vital connections between schools and local agricultural communities. Shannon Gleave, president of School Nutrition Association, said, emphasized the importance of these relationships. I would like to express how much this has impacted our schools, how many relationships have been built, having our students seeing where their food comes from. Yeah. It's not only fresh fruits and vegetables. We've got fish coming from Massachusetts. We've got shrimp coming from Alabama. We've got local beef from schools in Wisconsin. And this is going to hurt school lunch programs and the support for local farmers.
Don't worry, here in Utah, they won't be able to eat anyway because their teeth will rot away.
And Senator Tina Smith, a Democrat from Minnesota, on Wednesday defended her blunt message to Elon Musk last month when she declared that he's, quote, just a dick.
Yep.
And made the ultimate dick boss move.
Yep.
That's right. Senator Smith made the comments on X, calling him a billionaire a-hole over his insistence that federal workers send an email about what they'd done in the last week. On Wednesday, she was asked about her post by CNN's Breonna Keller, who noted that the Democratic voters want more from her party and want her party to oppose Trump in a more fulsome way. So, I mean, I ask you this sincerely, like, what's the value of that kind of language in communication? Is that the best way to communicate the stakes of the moment that the country's in, Keller asked? Smith swiftly replied, well, what I'm hearing from voters at home and what I heard on your show is that people want to see some fight from us. They want to see some urgency in this moment that we're in, and what they tweet. And that's what I did.
And did you ask any Republicans the same question, the ones who have been calling names for 10 years now?
She continued to defend her language in posts. I know that my constituents sometimes swear, sometimes they don't swear. Nobody's going to be that offended by me calling him those things. And I think that's about it. That's about it, yeah.
Sports, weather, traffic.
The NBA officially announced Wednesday a $100,000 fine to the Utah Jazz organization for sitting Lauri Markkanen out of the team's game against the Washington Wizards on May 5th, as well as other recent games. It's the player participation policy.
Oh.
So this is like your key players, your all-stars,
he is one.
Your big names. Mm-hmm. You need to play them a certain amount of time, because when people buy tickets to things, they're expecting to see these people, and they have been sitting him saying his back is sore for a long time. Now, I don't know if they've been benching him because he's too good and they're trying to tank. I don't know if that's it or if he's really been injured. But they did continue the tank last night against the Memphis Grizzlies. They lost 115-122. The Utah Hockey Club beat the Anaheim Ducks at home 3-2. And the Big 12 tournament is continuing, and BYU had 2 byes, but they are finally playing, and it's this morning, 10:30 against Iowa State Cyclones. That's that same team. They had that double overtime win over a couple weeks ago, so that should be a good game if you care about the Cougars, and I know some of you do. I don't know why.
Even if they lose that game, though, they'd still go to the tournament.
Well, because they're ranked.
Yeah.
They're like 20. They're in the top
23 or
25,
something,
something
yeah.
like that. So, weather. There is 100% chance of getting wet today.
Okay.
Later today, we'll start as rain likely. Could even see some thunderstorms after 3 p.m. It is pretty warm right now, 55, so this is definitely going to start as rain. But we get below freezing overnight tonight, so temperatures are going to change quickly as the day goes on. And we could see some snow on valley floors today, tomorrow. This goes all the way through Saturday night, by the way. These are waves of storms. We have one today, we have one tomorrow, and then we have another one coming in on Monday. Looks like Sunday we should have partly sunny skies and pretty warm, 56. Traffic is still looking good. I see no slowdowns or accidents on the UDOT website, and I don't think you've sent anything in via text, but I will check. I am checking now. I am looking now at where you send things at 33986, and you're not saying anything there either. Celebrate St. Patrick's Day Saturday, March 15th at Gracie's with live music, giveaways, games, photo booths, and more right in the heart of Salt Lake City. Get details and RSVP at gracieslc.com.
Frank Christ joining us in the studio as he does most weekdays. Frank, good morning.
Good morning. I was looking at my list of celebrity birthdays today.
Yeah.
I saw Annabeth Gish, and I immediately thought she must be 90. But no, she's only 54.
Yeah, you're thinking of...
With a name like Annabeth Gish.
You're thinking of Lillian Gish, Frank.
Yes.
But who is long gone. You didn't take her, though, because you have not been a reaper of celebrity souls for centuries.
When did the original Gish go?
Let me look.
Oh,
Look that up and I'll let you know.
probably in the 40s.
I might have taken her.
Oh,
then,
you might
yes,
have.
Yes, yes.
Frank is the reaper of celebrity souls.
She died in 93.
Oh, I definitely took her.
At the age of 99.
Yes, well, and it was a sad moment, wasn't it, Frank? Because she's a celebrity.
Precious celebrity, please.
Why do you love the celebrities so much?
Well, we all want to be just like them, but more importantly, everything they say and do is right.
Frank joins us to play the game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
He's given me a list of 4 actors. One of the actors on this list is dead.
Oh.
I'm sorry. The other 3, though, are fine.
Just fine.
They're just fine. And it is a contestant's job to determine which one of the celebrities is dead. And do we have someone there?
Macy is here.
Macy? Good morning, Macy. How are you?
Hi, it's Lacey.
Oh, all right.
Hi,
I'm
Lacey.
fine. Hi, I'm fine. I'm just fine.
That's good to know, Lacey. Now, Lacey, you know Frank is a Grim Reaper. He's a skeletal figure, and he takes the souls of celebrities when they die.
Oh.
And if you can determine who the dead celebrity is on this list, you will win a prize, which is what, Gina?
Tickets to see The Offspring coming to town with Jimmy Eat World and Newfound Glory Saturday, September 6th at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
Does that sound good, Lacey?
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
All right. Here's what we're going to do, then. I'll read you the list of actors. You tell me the dead one, and you'll win the tickets. Now, because it's open on umbrella indoors day, signifying us bad luck, Frank gave me a list of actors in movies about superstition. Here we go. Number 1, Bill Pullman. First role was in Ruthless People. Then he was in Spaceballs, The Accidental Tourist, Sleepless in Seattle, Wyatt Earp, While You Were Sleeping, and Independence Day. Pullman also acted in miniseries and regular series like Torchwood and The Sinner. He starred in The Serpent and the Rainbow about voodoo. Number 1, Bill Pullman. Number 2 is Edward Woodward, English actor, probably best known for American TV series The Equalizer. On the stage, he was in Rattle of a Simple Man, High Spirits, and the West End musical Two Cities, based on Dickens' novel A Tale of Two Cities. He starred in a movie called The Wicker Man. Number 2, Edward Woodward. Number 3 was Virginia Madsen. Her breakout role was Princess Irulan in David Lynch's Dune. She had other notable performances in The Prophecy, Ghosts of Mississippi, Sideways, and A Prairie Home Companion. One of her earliest films was the supernatural black horror film Candyman. Number 3, Virginia Madsen. And finally, Graham Greene. He achieved international fame for his role as Kicking Bird in Dances with Wolves, which earned him an Academy Award nomination. Other notable films include Thunderheart, Maverick, Die Hard with a Vengeance, The Green Mile, The Shack, and Wind River. He was in the supernatural horror film Antlers, about the mythological Wendigo. Number 4, Graham Greene. There you go. 4 actors, one of them dead, Lacey. Which one?
Number 1, Bill Pullman.
No,
he's fine. He's
Sorry,
just fine.
he's 71.
You're mixing him up with another person.
Listen,
Lillian Gish. You're thinking of
now listen, here's what I'm going to do, though. Lacey, I'm going to give you a second chance. So listen carefully. Tell me which one of these 3 actors is dead. Is it Graham Greene? Is it Virginia Madsen? Or is it Edward Woodward?
I think it's Edward Woodward.
It is Edward Woodward. He died in 2009 at the age of 79. And, you know, I just saw The Wicker Man for the first time ever, like a week ago. It's really scary and really good. Congratulations, Lacey. You're going to go to The Offspring.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome so much. Hang on, and Katie will help you out.
All right. Well, I have to go check on some celebrities today.
Who do you got?
Neil Sedaka,
He's old.
He's got to be
86 today.
Yeah.
Bill, unfortunately.
What?
Charo,
Oh,
84 today.
please be kind.
I'll gently check on her.
All right.
I won't coochie her out of bed. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
A friend of the program says there is a heavy police presence 47th South and 27th West. Thank you, Infinity member. That's not showing up on UDOT. Maybe not affecting traffic now, but maybe it will. So be aware of that. UDOT not reporting anything. I don't see any slowdowns or issues on the roads. But if that changes, it'll change later for sure. Get out and do your driving now because it'll be bad later.
Yeah, it might be a good idea.
33986.
All right.
Yeah, even if you don't have to go to work now.
Yeah,
go.
no, just go.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure your boss will understand. Let's take a break. We'll be back after these with some geek news and boner of... Let's go. Sorry, it's not queued up.
That's all right.
Sorry about that.
Well, now, this is not a letter from Kyle.
Oh.
It's a letter from Kyle's daughter, Nina.
Oh.
Now, I love this song.
Here we go.
There was a boy, a very strange and chatted boy.
That's Kyle Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle, a longtime friend of the program. As a matter of fact, I believe his last letter sort of recounted his history. He started being on the radio with us when he was just like a high school kid and was with us for a long, long time. We found out that Kyle has ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and that's fatal. And he's getting worse, and he can't really talk very much, so he's been sending us letters about what's going on with him. But I opened it up today, and it says it was a letter from Kyle's daughter, Nina. Ever since I met Kyle, life got interesting and full of laughs. Like the first time we met, he blew out a tire because he took a corner too fast in a BMW 3 Series on a freeway entrance when I was just 6 years old. I believe. So I think Kyle's a father to Nina by marriage. Mm-hmm. He also loved to randomly bring animals to my mom's house, which is now why we have 3 cats. One of those animals also included a 3-month-old greyhound dog.
Oh, yeah, he did like the greyhounds.
He did.
Kyle.
He called my mom 30 minutes before bringing it home saying, "Hey, a tornado's about to show up at your house." His reasoning was so that my brother and I wouldn't be so lonely since we had just moved. My personal favorite animal rescue story, though, of Kyle's is after a bike race, he went to a Taco Bell in Payson, and he saw someone selling 2 Italian greyhounds and offered them $10 for both of the dogs. And then, of course, he brought them to a good home, ours. My favorite memories, though, were when we went on family trips. We would always go to St. George to bike and hike, and he would stop and catch lizards throughout the whole trip. Last summer, we went camping in the Tetons, and there was a platform where we had our tents set up on, and my siblings and I were walking underneath the platform one night, and all of a sudden, we could hear Kyle laughing above us. Come to find out he was laughing because he had been peeing exactly in the spot where we were now walking. On our family trips, we have stayed at some really interesting places. We were going to Bear Lake, and there were no houses to stay at. But Kyle found a place. The people who owned the house told us to bring our own water because the water of the house had sulfur in it. Well, Kyle wanted us to go exploring the property, so we all went out, and there was an unattached garage from this house, and so we thought we were going to get murdered, but in that garage we found an LDS Prophet pumpkin carving kit.
What?
I guess you could.
That's a thing?
I guess. Would you look that up, Nick?
Yeah.
An LDS Prophet pumpkin carving kit.
Oh, I need one.
And a blank envelope with $10 in it. Kyle ended up taking the pumpkin carving kit home and used it the following Halloween. Kyle is the reason that I have had a lot of firsts that I will never forget. Kyle has taught me how to be a hard worker and to never, ever, ever give up. He lights up every room, and he has impacted so many people's lives. He's the best pretend dad ever, and I wouldn't want anyone else but Kyle to play that part in my life. And that's from Nina. Aww. And just to that part where Kyle has impacted so many people's lives, I had no idea, but I went to an event at, oh God, what high school is it? Anyway, it was for to honor Kyle, and there were hundreds of people there.
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds of people at this from the high school and teachers, and it was just amazing.
Yep.
Anyway.
Potbelly pig for a pet. She didn't like that little Jimmy Kimmel.
She was pretty
there.
fast on the text there.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
kidding.
Well, that's how they are in Bountiful.
Oh,
They're
Pig-loving texters.
bountiful.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We got Boner of the Day coming up. Also, Hello, Yeah, What is on the way in about 45 minutes. You can call in and talk to us about anything.
Yeah,
Take us to task.
Yeah. That'll be coming up at 877-602-9696. Right now, big boy news. No,
you
it's
got
news.
geek news.
Geek news brought to you by.
Find the perfect gift for every occasion at Cabin Fever. From board games, playing cards, hobbies, located in Trolley Square, it's Cabin Fever.
All right. I've got a few things for you to look at today. But first, breaking news. Overnight, breaking news. Let's see. Her name is Sadie Sink.
Oh,
and
yeah, I
she
know who
is
that
currently in Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm. The redhead?
Yes. She has been cast in the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland. Nobody is saying who she's playing or what the deal is.
Do you have
That's all
guesses, or are you just going to let it happen?
I'm kind of hoping it's Spider-Gwen myself, but that's
Okay.
me. Dustin Daniel Cretton, who did Shang-Chi, is helming the movie, currently untitled. So, yeah. Approval from the producer's booth. All right, let's get to some trailers here. Let's begin, first of all, with Season 2 of Poker Face.
Does anybody out there read me?
This is getting a little crazy. Stay with me.
Welcome back. Natasha Lyonne returning as Charlie Cale. The 12-episode second season. May 8th is when this begins.
Now, what is it?
On your Peacock?
She can't help but tell the truth, is that?
No, she's just a damn good detective. And she's on the run from the mob. But huge cast for this. Alia Shawkat, Aquafina, B.J. Novak, Carol Kane, Method Man, Corey Hawkins, Cynthia Erivo, David Alan Greer, David Krumholtz, Ego Nwodum, Gabby Hoffman, Giancarlo Esposito, Haley Joel Osment, Jason Ritter, John Cho, John Mulaney, Justin Theroux, Katie Holmes, Kamal Nanjiani, Lauren Tom, Lily Taylor, Margot Martindale.
It's everybody.
Melanie Linsky, Natasha Leggero, Rhea Perlman, Richard Kind, Sam Richardson, Sherry Cola, and Taylor Schilling.
Are there 100 episodes?
There are only 12.
Oh, yeah.
So those are the guests.
This is what I was thinking. She has almost a supernatural ability to detect the lies if somebody's lying.
All right, so there's that. Gina, I don't know if you watched this yet, but this is just for you.
What's that?
A teaser trailer. Not really a trailer, just a teaser.
Okay.
For Spinal Tap 2.
Oh, yes.
It's just announced that Bleecker Street is the company that will distribute the film in September.
It's made then.
Yeah. September 12th is when it happens. And it's just essentially visuals of knobs being turned to 11. You know.
There we go.
So everybody's coming back for it. Well, the ones that are still alive anyway.
And none of the drummers are coming.
None of the drummers are coming back because they all die. Let's see what else we got here. Now, this is something that you've not heard of, I'm sure. But if you're an anime fan, I think you'll dig this because when you say anime, usually Cowboy Bebop comes up.
Right.
Sort of the gold standard of anime. Well, the guy who created it, Shinichiro Watanabe, has created a new series, and it will debut April 5th on Adult Swim, and it looks pretty cool.
About 4 years ago, a man named Dr. Skinner developed a miracle painkiller known as Hopna.
As a matter of fact, I did not develop Hopna to act as a mere painkiller.
And as it turned out, Hopna was a grand trap that he set upon us all.
3 years after ingestion, Hopna will mutate,
killing all those who have taken it.
But you should all know that I currently have the cure. You have 30 days.
So unless you find me within that time, hope will be lost forever.
And there's the plot of the show right there. So you got to find the doctor to find the cure to save everybody on the planet. So that's right.
Who the hell are those people?
Now, of course, signature of the Cowboy Bebop series, a lot of jazz music. Watanabe likes to use jazz in his show.
So basically, we're superheroes.
I found Dr. Skinner. It looks like there are thousands of him.
Anyway, Lazarus slated to run 13 episodes, kicking off April 5th on Adult Swim. Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
Did you know he loves comic books?
I did not know that.
I did.
Did you know that he has created his own comic book?
I certainly didn't know
a character that looks an awful lot like him.
I would like this comic book.
It's called Berserker, and you're going to see it on film. Justin Lin, the filmmaker who steered the Fast and Furious franchise, has gotten together with Keanu Reeves, and they're going to make Berserker.
It's been around for a while, hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah.
It's a very well-selling comic. The first issue remains one of the best-selling comics of the last decade, selling over 600,000 copies. The title itself has sold over 3.5 mil worldwide. It's being developed into a film. It should be good. Here is the plot. A brutally epic saga about an immortal warrior's 80,000-year fight through the ages. A man known only as B is half mortal, half god, cursed and compelled to violence even at the sacrifice of his own sanity. But after wandering the earth for centuries, 80,000 years.
Okay.
B may have finally found a refuge, working for the U.S. government to fight the battles too violent and too dangerous for anyone else. In exchange, B will be granted the one thing he desires, the truth about his blood-soaked existence and how to end it. Because he just wants to die. All right, so there's that. And finally this, that Dungeons & Dragons movie. Did you see that?
No.
It was actually quite enjoyable. Chris Pine.
I was going to say,
Pine,
Chris Pine's in it.
Yeah.
They took a subject that is kind of alien to most people and made it into an enjoyable little film.
Will they do another one? Is that what you're...
No,
Oh.
no.
Oh.
No, they're not going to make another one.
Oh.
Don't know why.
Yeah, it did pretty well.
It did
didn't
okay. It didn't do what, the shareholders thought it should, and that's really what determines creativity and whether things get made or not is the shareholders. But Lucky Chap, who is Margot Robbie's production crew, is getting together with the guys who wrote Dungeons & Dragons, John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein, to write, another board game movie, Monopoly. So,
I don't know if I care about Monopoly.
With Chris Pine as Mr. Moneybags.
Mr. Moneybags,
Or
Pennybags, whatever his name is.
Pennyworth, whatever. Yeah.
I'd love to see that. There you go.
We remain good on the roads. I just refreshed UDOT, and they're not reporting anything. And I just refreshed our message stream. They're not reporting anything. Please, though, report something if you see it, 33986. Or call us for Hello Yeah What at 7:45 and report what you're seeing then live on the radio.
Sure.
You can do that.
All right, we've got boners coming up. Here are the candidates you're voting for this morning. Boner candidate number 1. Church ball is a violent sport in Utah. Boner candidate number 2. Thank you, Madam Chair. And boner candidate number 3. Oh, my God, she's an awful person.
Boner of the day, Big Boy News, all coming up after these messages and a song. Stand by.
That's the name of the cat came with. There's Binky, x96.com/live. The first picture I showed you, I didn't have a picture of her surgery. And I still don't know why she lost her leg, her right hind leg. But that's the surgery. And it's so amazing to me that she does not seem to mind this at all. The only thing she doesn't like is the collar, the cone, the cone of shame. And if you reach in there and you scratch her around the chin and around the side of the head, she will not leave you alone for a while.
So we had our vet friend, Dr. Davis, on and asking him about animals losing limbs. And he said, actually, dogs and cats do really well.
It's kind of
adapt.
And it's kind of interesting. It's like you think, why aren't you depressed? Or why aren't you sad? Or why aren't you moping around? Because that's what humans do.
Yeah.
Most humans. I mean, if I lost a limb, I'd be bummed for weeks.
I wonder if they get phantom limb syndrome, because I know when people lose limbs, they can have like sensation, like it feels like it's still there. But
you know what the big problem with this is for her, for this little cat? The litter box.
Oh, that would be.
How?
Now, I haven't watched her do this, but I can hear her in the other room.
Yeah.
She spends quite a bit of time scratching around in there.
Yeah.
And then
But can she hold herself up?
I don't know how. I haven't watched to see how. But you can tell that's the difficulty because she scratches and around. She's, most cats just, they go in a couple of scratches, do their business, and they're done. She's in there just scratching and scratching and scratching in the litter box. she's using it because I have to go clean it out.
Mm-hmm.
So you're fostering her till she heals from this, and then she'll be up for adoption?
Yeah.
So if somebody's interested in adopting her, how do they do that?
The Humane Society. It'll be a while yet, and I'll tell you more about it, because she has to go back to the Humane Society or back to the vet to be spayed.
Oh.
So.
Oh, they didn't just do all that at once? That's
No, I
too
think
much?
that was a little much. So next week she'll go back and be spayed and have those staples. They just look so painful to me.
They do.
You know, but she'll have the staples removed and she'll be spayed. And it just, again, it's amazing to me. She just goes about her business, and she's really, she loves having as I said, this scratch around the neck, and she'll bother you a little bit to keep. She wants you to keep doing that, but if you stop and say, go, I've got stuff to do here, then she'll just go, oh, okay, and go away and sit in a chair or something.
My neighbors used to have a donkey that only had 3 legs. They named it Wonky.
The Wonky Donkey.
Oh, here's one. I got breast reduction surgery and had phantom boob syndrome.
What?
Oh, that's not true, sir.
Sir?
I think they do have phantom leg syndrome. Well, it's called phantom limb. My dog had her front amputated a few years ago, and in her sleep she would run, and you could see the muscles in her chest twitch on the amputated side.
Yeah.
She also still shakes with that side. That was her dominant arm.
Oh, you like shake hands? Huh?
Yeah. Oh, and Sid, who's a vet tech. My old boss used to say that pets are built with 3 legs and a backup.
An extra.
Yeah. Well, that dog that I rescued and then gave to my brother had 3 legs, and that dog was an escape artist. My brother Scott did everything he could to keep that dog in the yard, and he built the fences high, and the dog would find ways to get out and run away. Loved to run. And I don't know how he did it.
Gina's sign-off is, we called it Wonky.
Wonky. Wonky the Donkey.
And Wonky the Donkey apparently is a book? Oh,
maybe.
Well, all right. If not, it should be.
Is it an okay book for kids? I don't know if we should be promoting it.
I mean, how is the donkey wonky?
Well, that's what I was
you know what I mean. Never fails to amuse.
I like that one, and I like this one, too.
Is that the same cat?
Different cat.
This little cat has a really nice, distinctive meow, and it's a questioning.
It goes up at the end?
Yeah, it's like...
Meow?
Meow.
This day in 1982, the Cars' Shake It Up went as far as it ever would go on the charts to number 4. That's pretty good. That's a top 5. That's a top 5 effort.
Sure.
Is it?
Sure.
Let's see. 5, 4. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Time now for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These will be examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote. Of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, March 13, 2025? We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive...
I can't buy it. Got to win it. Radio from Hell Boner t-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1, church ball is a violent sport in Utah. Lehigh police say that they have arrested a Utah man after he allegedly choked a child at a church volleyball tournament and attempted to evade police. Nathan Jack Speaker was arrested Tuesday, faces aggravated child abuse and tampering with a witness charge. Court documents obtained by Fox reveal the incident took place at an LDS church building on March 8th. Investigators say that at a volleyball tournament, Mr. Speaker was one of the last people in the gym, along with his 4 children, the juvenile victim, and an adult witness. Detectives say that as the children were playing with a volleyball, the victim stepped in front of Mr. Speaker and knocked the ball away from him. This allegedly upset Speaker, and he grabbed the victim by the throat, lifting him completely off the ground before throwing the victim into one of his own children. The victim and one of Speaker's children collided heads, causing a contusion to the victim's right eye and scraping the victim's knee. An adult witness said they didn't see the alleged assault, but witnessed the victim holding his throat and crying after the assault. When the victim began to yell at Speaker, saying that he was choked, the witness stepped in between them. The witness took the victim home, reported the incident to the victim's mother. Later that night, investigators say Mr. Speaker left a handwritten note apologizing to the victim and their family. Speaker also allegedly texted the victim's mother, pleading with her, don't call the police. But they did. He apparently has a history of similar charges.
Which is why it was good they called the police.
Currently, he's on probation for an incident where he grabbed his child by the throat and choked him. Police also stated in court documents that once Nathan was advised over the phone that he would be taken into custody for the charges, he became evasive and actively avoided officers by staying in an unknown location. Investigators say it took 4 days to locate Mr. Speaker, as family members knew of his location but refused to tell law enforcement.
They're okay with him choking children multiple
Apparently.
times? Because this is not the first time he did it.
Boner candidate number 1, church ball is a violent sport in Utah. Here's Boner candidate number 2. Thank you, Madam Chair. After months of anti-trans attacks on the floor of Congress, targeting Delaware Representative Sarah McBride, at least one Democrat showed some signs of life, a little spunk, by pushing back this week. During a meeting of the House Foreign Affairs Subcommittee on Europe on March 11th, Texas Representative Keith Self, the Republican subcommittee chair, introduced Representative McBride, a Democrat, and the first trans person to serve openly in U.S. Congress, by misgendering her as, quote, the representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
That's on purpose.
Yeah.
McBride quietly fired back with a casual, thank you, Madam Chair.
Because it's the same thing.
Yep.
Before beginning her prepared remarks. But the proceedings drew to a halt when Massachusetts Representative Bill Keating, the subcommittee's ranking Democrat, objected. Mr. Chairman, could you repeat your introduction again, please? Keating asked, leading Self to assert that he was following the standard set on the floor of the House, probably referring to the anti-trans policy set by Speaker of the House Mike Johnson in January that restricts House facilities such as bathrooms based on biological sex. And Chairman Self repeated the introduction, again using the male honorific, Mr.
He did, second time.
To refer to McBride, after which Keating just went off. Mr. Chairman, you're out of order. Have you no decency? I mean, this is not decent. Chairman Self expressed a desire to continue with the committee meeting, but Keating refused to drop the issue. You will not continue it with me unless you address a duly elected representative the right way, he demanded, gesturing to McBride. Self then quickly tapped the gavel and adjourned the meeting.
It's interesting.
Keating was seen patting McBride on the shoulder as he left the room.
In that story, Bill, you mentioned Mike Johnson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I bet it doesn't say Mike on his birth certificate. I bet it says Michael. But he prefers to be referred to as Mike.
Yeah.
Don't we just call people what they want to be called, and it's none of our business?
Unless it's a pronoun.
Well, this isn't.
Yeah,
this is not a problem.
Doesn't make any sense.
None of it is a problem, and I don't understand why they're making it a problem.
So there you go. Boner candidate number 2. Thank you, Madam Chair. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Oh, my God, she's an awful person.
Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by
Squatters Corner Pub, now open at Valley Fair Mall. Corner Pub carries on the tradition of the iconic Squatters downtown, serving lunch and dinner daily with brunch on the weekends, pouring the best local beers. Stop by Squatters Corner Pub in West Valley City today.
Well, Gina, you and Tori Spelling, peas in a pod, I think.
How so?
Tori Spelling has claimed she does not drink water, detailing an aversion to it.
What are you talking about?
Speaking, what are you doing?
Just having a little Diet Coke.
Oh. Anyway, speaking on an episode of her podcast, Misspelling, Tori likened herself to a cacti. I think she meant a cactus. Before delving deeper into her reasons. Just water me once in a while and I somehow survive. How I'm still living, no one knows. I don't drink water. And when I say I don't drink water, I don't drink water. She explained that her distaste for water stems from an early age when her mother, Candy Spelling, would pee.
Oh, sorry.
Would offer her medication and have to mash the medicine together with Coke syrup to administer it. I would say, what did you put in here? Like, what are you giving me? And she would say the same thing. What do you think? I'm trying to poison you? She says, I don't know why I'm not dead, but I don't drink water.
There's lots of reasons I wonder why you're not dead.
Exactly.
Prepare the water cooler, that we may gather around it later and discuss things.
She says instead of water, she drinks ginger ale, Diet Dr. Pepper, and coconut water.
I mean, they all have water in them.
A South Jordan man was arrested Tuesday and accused of looking into stalls in the women's restroom at Fashion Place Mall. Anthony Elizabeth Wynn was booked into the Salt Lake County Jail for investigation of 2 counts of voyeurism. A woman reported to police that she was using the restroom at the stall when a male attempted to look into her stall. Police reviewed surveillance video from the mall and observed a man matching the description given by the woman as he was leaving in a white or silver sedan. Then another woman also reported somebody trying to look into her stall while she was using the bathroom at the mall. That would be really disturbing.
Yeah.
You know, if you were in the bathroom and then all of a sudden somebody's peering under the, oh, man. Eugh.
I had it happen in an airport.
Oh really?
Yeah. And I just went, occupied.
Sorry. Now, listen, we have a morsel of murder. We go to the crime desk with our ace crime reporter, Gina Barberi.
Yeah, there was some discussion earlier this year about Scott Peterson.
Yeah.
Killed his pregnant wife, Lacey, and he did it, and they were trying to make it like he didn't do it. Oh, he did it.
Is that still pending at all?
Not really.
What now?
Well, this is just kind of a fun side note.
Okay.
Infamous wife killer Scott Peterson got beaten up by a fellow inmate during a prison yard pickleball match on Sunday.
Wow.
Peterson, 52, was playing a game of pickleball at Mule Creek State Prison in California when another prisoner took exception to the convicted murderer's playing style and served him up a butt whooping.
I don't like your playing style, sir.
The inmate was reportedly set off by Peterson smashing the ball directly at his body during the match. See, because he's a murderer. He's a violent person.
Yeah.
He aired his grievances in the forms of punches on Scott. Peterson suffered injuries, did not need to go to the hospital. So I just a little fun side note.
A recent report done by the Great Salt Lake's strike team shows more than 100 square miles of lake bed have been exposed by receding water levels. The report says resulting dust plumes could threaten both our health and our property values. When Mother Nature stirs up a windy day, this problem that might otherwise go unnoticed suddenly becomes plainly obvious. They'll see it in the air, said Tim Davis, who serves as executive director of Utah's Department of Environmental Quality. The air won't be as clear. The sky won't look as blue or bright. I mean, you'll even get to the point where you can wipe dust off your car and off your windows, said Carl Luft, president and CEO of TELUS Sensors. Dust plumes from the exposed bed of the Great Salt Lake can have an effect many miles away. It's highly concerning, Luft said. You're seeing that the dust comes straight off the Great Salt Lake, blows through downtown Salt Lake and the nearby communities, and there's something we definitely don't want to be breathing in that dust. So that's where the state has focused significant resources, tens of millions of dollars, on how do we conserve more water, dedicate and deliver that water to the lake, he said. Good luck. Chuck Schumer says that the Senate Republicans don't have the votes to pass a pending funding bill, setting up a potential showdown over government funding, with just days to go before a shutdown deadline. The Senate is now considering a continuing resolution that would fund the government for 6 more months. But some Democratic senators have pushed back on the bill, preferring to see more checks on executive branch power or a shorter-term bill that would give them time to build a new agreement. Schumer said Wednesday that because Democrats in Congress don't have input on the funding bill, they would oppose any passage of the legislation as it stands. A new study reveals that SNAP program, or food stamps, are facing cuts that could cost states over $20 billion annually. That's all part of that continuing resolution. The amount necessary to maintain program levels under current law are not there, and lawmakers said it increases WIC, which provides nutrition assistance to mothers and children, by $500 million. However, some are raising concerns about the impact of the broader Republican agenda. They want to cut more money for food stamps. And speaking of food stamps, Utahns can help fight food insecurity by doing something as simple as leaving cans of food or boxes of cereal outside the front door. It's the big food drive.
Oh, is that happening?
Yeah.
Oh, where the mail
on Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday. Saturday, everybody across the state is asked to participate by leaving non-perishable food on their doorstep by 9 a.m. Saturday.
I'm actually putting that on my calendar right now. So
community volunteers will make sure every item donated goes to the food bank as the need for its service continues to rise. Last year, enough food was collected to provide more than 2 million meals. And finally another food story. Pizza Hut. And, nobody pizzas like the Hut.
That's what I'm told.
They have a new $25 charcuterie board.
Because when you're thinking charcuterie...
Is it just cut up pizza?
No. It includes... for $25, you can graze on 2 of the chain's medium pizzas, along with 8 boneless chicken wings, a side of breadsticks, which is just the pizza crust in another form, and dipping sauce.
Which is just the sauce from the pizza, yeah.
They're just calling it something fancy.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Taco Bell. They always, they'll throw different ingredients in different things, but it's the same ingredients.
Yeah.
But they'll mix them, match them, and call it something else,
Yeah, how exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
Weather, traffic.
So we have a winter weather advisory. Now, it doesn't go into effect until tonight at 6 o'clock. It'll start out as rain earlier in the day because it's quite warm. 55 for a high today. It's 52 right now. This should start later this late morning, early afternoon. There are 3 storms coming through. There's one today. There's one Saturday, and then we get a break Sunday. Sunday will be actually pretty warm and sunny. And then we have another storm coming through on Monday. This will be quite a bit of snow in the mountains. Could see a little bit of it down here in the valley because we do get below freezing a couple nights. Mostly snow in the mountains, though. And let's see traffic. We've had a great commute so far. Let's see if it's changed. It might have changed. It kind of looks like maybe it changed.
Did it change?
Let's see. We have a crash southbound I-215 west, 35th south. Also have a crash northbound I-15 milepost 285 in Lehigh. The left lane closed there. And we do have roadway restrictions both directions. Mouth of Big Cottonwood Canyon. Approved traction devices required for all vehicles. This is both Big and Little Cottonwood Canyon. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's your traffic.
All right.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Oh, my God, she's an awful person. Lauren Boebert has gone all in on her insult of Representative Al Green of Texas, who is black. Boebert last week sparked anger as she conveniently sidestepped her own previous rowdy conduct in the House chamber and ripped Representative Green for heckling and pointing his cane toward Donald Trump during the speech to a joint session of Congress. For him to go and shake his pimp cane at President Trump was absolutely abhorrent, Boebert said.
His what?
His pimp cane. Now she says, I stand by that comment. She first questioned Green's use of the cane. I've never seen Al Green actually use his cane as a support to walk. I've seen him shake it for years, all throughout the Capitol, during any meeting that I've ever been present with him in. If that gold cane isn't a pimp cane, I don't know what is, she said. Boebert then hit back at Representative Christy Houlihan's attempt to censure her over the remark, which Houlihan described as disparaging, derogatory, and racist toward another colleague. Boebert suggested, well, maybe hula who is really the racist here. Are only blacks pimps? Is that what I'm hearing? Are there no cisgender or white pimps in America?
You would know, Lauren.
You're the one who called him. Also, you and Marjorie Taylor Greene, like howler monkeys, getting away with it.
Boner candidate number 3. Oh, my God, she's an awful person.
Yep. All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Church ball is a violent sport in Utah. Guy down in Lehigh choking out his kid at a church volleyball tournament, or choking out a kid and injuring that kid and another kid. Boner candidate number 2. Thank you, Madam Chair. This is the Keith Self, representative from Texas, refusing to acknowledge that McBride prefers to be referred to by a pronoun that McBride has picked, calling her Mr. McBride. And boner candidate number 3, oh my God, she's an awful person.
All right, here we go. Time to vote for boner of the day. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. Who is the worst of these 3? That's how you vote. You can call Katie in the producer's booth, 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, March 13, 2025. Click and vote. And if you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. All right, you've got less than 300 seconds to get your vote in, so let's go. It's Boner of the Day.
I take notes and then forget them.
You take notes?
Okay, here we go. So when Bill Frost comes in and recommends TV shows, I try to check some of them out, and I thought I would watch The Big Brunch, hosted by Dan Levy. It's a it's a cooking competition where it's horrible.
Really?
What's wrong with it?
It's just awful. The people on it are awful. The way it's set up is awful. He's just not a really great host. Now I just watched one, and maybe it settles in and gets a little better. Okay. But I
think you just hate brunch. That's what I think. You are a brunchist.
A brunchist.
You know, you really shouldn't say things like that without having seen it.
When was the last time you went to brunch?
I don't brunch very often.
This is my point.
But Dan Levy seems to believe that brunch
Eugene
is it Levy?
It's
Eugene it's Levy. Yeah. Dan Levy seems to believe that brunch can solve all your problems.
Well,
I don't disagree with him.
It's really.
I think you're brunching wrong.
Why don't you do me a favor and watch the show? It has nothing to do with me and my relationship to brunch.
I think it might have everything to do with your relationship
it doesn't.
With brunch.
I don't have anything against brunch. I'm not a brunchist.
He's writing a book called In Defense of Brunch. He's working. I saw him working on that.
I've got a hunch that brunch is just fine. No, I don't have anything against brunch. I'll go to a brunch. It's not something that I
bet
do
you'd
often.
complain about a brunch.
Don't try me.
What?
I'll go to a brunch.
What do you mean I complain about
I
a
bet
brunch?
it would not meet your your needs. The brunch.
What? What are you talking about? If it was a brunch of nothing but liver, yes, that would not be good.
Who would do that though?
Nobody.
Like because there's brunch buffets, but then there's just a brunch where you order off the menu.
Yeah, I don't think that's brunch.
Ordering off the menu doesn't count as brunch.
I don't
it
think
has
so.
to be a buffet.
Really? I think kind of. Yeah.
No, I disagree.
I think it has to be a buffet.
Some of the more wonderful brunches I've had were off the menu.
No, but you don't, because when you go to a brunch, you want to be able to,
You go to the omelet station.
Yeah, go to the omelet station. Go, and usually they'll have a roast beef.
When I go to brunch, I don't want to get up from my table. I want everything brought to me as though I am the king.
So we have our own theories about brunch, but nevertheless, the show The Big Brunch sucks.
Yes, that's what we're.
It really does.
Right. Okay. Now I have to watch it and see.
I'm not a brunchist. The judges are terrible. It's just not good.
What are they judging? The food?
Yeah, now what we want you to do here is we want you to make an egg dish that represents your personality and your goals in life. What? That's
okay. Scrambled's out.
Really? I mean, everything is every dish that they do is kind of geared that way.
Really? Well, you're poached, Bill. Clearly,
we want you to make an egg dish that tells us about your past. What?
Historical eggs?
I mean, that's what it's like, and it's terrible. It's a terrible show. I like brunch just fine.
Now, if I were a good morning radio DJ, I'd be writing a parody song right now, done to the tune of "King of Pain" by the Police, "King of Brunch."
King of Brunch.
Because I am the king of brunch.
Yes.
There's a pitcher of mimosas on the table today.
The same old.
Yeah.
I would. Well, I'm not a very good morning DJ.
No. Well, you need time to do these things.
No. All right. .46, time to award boner of the day.
And the boner of the day is brought to you in part by a salmon rice bowl.
And Squatters Corner Pub, now open at Valley Fair Mall. Corner Pub carries on the tradition of the iconic Squatters downtown, serving lunch and dinner daily with brunch on the weekends, pouring the best local beers. Stop by Squatters Corner Pub in West Valley today.
Well, it's the voting was quite vigorous. Boner candidate number 2, the dust up in the United States Congress over how Congressperson McBride should be addressed. She prefers to be addressed as her, I think, is her chosen. But Keith Self insists on saying Mr. McBride.
Call people what they want to be called. This is not a big deal.
Doesn't hurt. Got a lot of votes, 90 votes. And number 3, Lauren Boebert, she's an awful person, got almost 90 votes as well.
It was very close between those two.
But boner candidate number 1, church ball is a violent sport in Utah, wins boner of the day.
Close voting all the way around. And there's your boner of the day for today, March 13, 2025. Now qualified to be boner of the week. Now, is this a sponsored feature, Gina?
Brought to you by the Pride flag. It is just a nice thing to do and nothing to be scared of and not political.
I told you.
It's just
quit
fine.
waving that pride flag. You're turning me gay.
Are you having feelings?
I'm
if I
having
do this?
urges.
Stirrings.
It's just nice.
877-602-9696. This is your opportunity to communicate with us. Unless you're afraid of Gina waving the pride flag, she might make you gay over the phone.
Just by doing that.
877-602-9696. Anything you would like to talk about?
You can
question us.
You can argue with us. Maybe you do think the pride flag is dangerous. You could call about
dangerous.
that.
Dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
If I hit you with it, it's dangerous. Yeah.
877-602-9696. I've noticed that across the street from my house, one house directly across, they have pride flags. Then the house just up from them, up the street, just one house up, has an American flag. So we're gonna fix things at our house. We're going to put out our pride flags and American flag. On the same.
Both of them. Because guess what? That's fine.
Yeah.
Stop! You're making me gay and patriotic.
These things can coexist.
You're turning me into a gay patriot. Quit
Guess
it.
what? Neither of these are. This is not a political thing.
You're turning him into a self-loathing gay
Is that
patriot.
what-
Yeah.
Did you see what the mayor of Midvale said about the flag?
Oh, what now?
No. This is a good thing.
What? Oh,
He's
this
gay.
is good?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
okay.
gay. And he said he's going to keep flying the flags there.
Good.
Because they just mean, hey, let's be nice to each other.
Yeah.
There we go. Line one.
All right. It's Roman.
Hi, Roman.
Hello. Yeah. What?
How are you?
Hi.
What's up?
I'm doing well this morning. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
Just relaxing this morning.
Okay. What do you got for us?
Well, I wanted to talk about education today and just what your guys' thoughts are on the state of education here in Utah and across the country, kind of in general.
Well,
knowledge is good. That's my standing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where you want to go with that exactly.
Tell us your thoughts, and then maybe that'll help us with what
are you
looking
fishing for here?
Well, I'm a teacher, and something I've just really noticed across a bunch of my students and just kind of the education community is this feeling of apathy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it apathy or defeat? I'll bet it's defeat.
It's hard to work up enthusiasm sometimes.
It is.
I think, when you feel that everything's kind of going south.
What age of kids do you teach?
Middle schoolers.
And when you say apathy,
7th, 8th, and 9th grade.
they just don't care about doing their schoolwork. What does that look like in the classroom when you say apathy?
They care very little. I'm a rather younger teacher, but I'm just comparing myself to these students 10, 15 years ago, and they just care a lot, and maybe in different ways that I don't see. But it seems like they care a little bit less about like themselves, their friends, their relationships, their learning, their surroundings.
So in general,
they don't really
just
care if things are dirty.
Yeah, general apathy about everything.
Yeah,
it's hard for me to comment on that because I don't hang around people of that age very much. I don't know.
That makes me sad to hear that.
I don't think it's different for this generation than any generation, really. I mean,
maybe it's your fault, Roman.
We were all disaffected. We were all, melancholy.
Roman, maybe you don't know how to motivate them.
Don't put this on Roman.
I'm just asking. I mean,
it really could be.
We need to consider all possibilities, right?
I think it's. Do you remember our young friend that was elected to the school board? And I'm having a hard time remembering.
Oh yeah, what was his name?
Just this last
Good
election.
kid.
But part of what he ran on was he was worried about kids not showing up at school and being absent a lot and wanting to help kids. So I do think there is. I don't think this is how it's always been. I do feel like there's a little bit of apathy, like Roman's saying.
There is a solution for it. I was always excited to go to school all throughout my school years, excited to go to school because my home life was just so awful. So I could get out of the house. So if you can make kids' home lives awful, they'll
Would
be.
You were not helping. You were not helping.
Well, it worked for me.
We got a text from teacher Emily who says it's the same thing for high school. I've noticed teens not caring about things. It's this time of day. Kids are on their way to school. If you're a high school kid on your way to school and listening to this, give us a call real quick and let us know if you're noticing anything.
I don't think they care enough.
They might. 877-602-9696.
Too apathetic.
It would make me so happy.
Yeah.
Jackson Lewis was the kid's
Jackson
name.
Lewis, great kid.
Yeah. Thanks, Roman. Thanks for
Thanks,
calling.
Roman.
And try,
Thank you guys for having me.
Keep at it and keep trying to inspire them.
I'm glad you care, Roman. I'm glad you care. That
Yes.
makes a difference.
I appreciate you guys.
All right, see you
All
later.
right, thank you. Let's go to Melody. Hello, Melody. It's
Hello, yeah, what?
Hello, Melody.
Hi.
What's up?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. Talk.
Oh, okay. So I work at WIC, like the Women's Infants and Children Nutritional Program.
Yeah.
And I had a client come in the other day. He had a full Trump getup, the hat, the shirt, and everything. I thought it's really ironic that he's benefiting from the food benefits that we give out, and he's worshiping a man that's trying to take it away. I thought it was kind of funny.
Why isn't he pulling himself up by his own bootstraps? That's what I'm wondering.
What did he come in for?
Oh, he was just his wife had rented like a breast pump, and he came to drop it off. But he came in with such like a swag. He came in looking at me straight in the eyes and really weird and intimidating.
Yeah, that was on purpose.
I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Melody.
All right. Thank
Of
you.
course.
Bye.
Let's go to Annie. Annie.
Hello, yeah, what?
What's up, Annie?
Hi. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm a fifth grade school teacher, so I'm currently driving, but safely.
All right.
Carrie said something about stirrings, and I have to teach that book that talks about stirrings. Carrie, do you know what I'm talking about?
No, which book?
You mean like sexy stirrings?
Yes,
Yeah.
like if you have to stir. And so I had to call in my male counterpart. And I was like, I cannot explain this. I was so embarrassed. I'm 45 years old. I teach fifth grade, and I was like, I can't talk about stirrings. I was listening this morning. I just thought, I got to call in. It's so funny.
Well, you're talking about stirrings now.
Isn't there a movie you could just put on?
A film strip?
I have to teach maturation this year, and there's like all sorts of things in the Senate or whatever.
Good luck.
I have to teach you. You have to teach you to wash yourself and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just shave your armpits. That's all you got to do.
Make sure they wash their legs and their neck.
Listen. I'm going to volunteer when it's time for the maturation talk. I'll come in and assist. I'll come in and help you teach it.
I think that's a really terrible idea.
All right. Thanks, Andy.
Can I just really quick say that two of my family have been boners of the week.
Wow.
Oh, no.
And I'm not proud to say this. I quit working at their school. Carolyn Charette and Davey Charette, they're my brother-in-law and his mother. Both have been boners of the week. So I feel like I deserve, like, a can't win it, gotta get it shirt, whatever.
A boner T-shirt?
Yeah, stop by and we'll get you one.
Nope, hang on the line and we'll get it for you.
If there's a family connection.
Huh?
And I've also made Gina mini margaritas at Taqueria 27.
Oh, well, see, there you go.
Thank you.
All right, hang on the line and we'll get that shirt to you.
Hold on.
Thank you.
For your booze contribution alone, you deserve it. Traffic.
Okay, so we have a crash I-15 northbound at Point of the Mountain in Utah County. 3 left lanes are blocked. Traffic backed up to 2100 north in Lehigh. That's a very nasty situation there. Things are completely stopped. If you're trying to come from Utah County around Point of the Mountain into Salt Lake County, you're going to have some trouble with it, I'm afraid. We also have roadway restrictions in place. Both Big and Little Cottonwood Canyons, change or four-wheel drive are required for that. And whatever you're seeing, you can text us or you can call us. We're going to keep going with Hello, Yeah, What? 877-602-9696.
Hello, yeah, what?
Continues after this. KXRK Provo, stand by. estimated that what was it, yesterday? Yesterday was the 38-year anniversary of Radio from Hell.
Really? Yesterday.
Are you feeling that?
Now, that's not when
That's
you
not
joined.
me,
That was
no.
when the whole format change at KJQ happened and all that.
And all of a sudden, we were Radio from Hell on
KJQ.
On KJQ.
38.
I worked at KJQ earlier than that, but I've been on this show for 27 years.
27 years.
Or maybe 28 in May, I think. But
And you measure things by births.
by births.
I measure things by how much it hurts.
Because Festus will be 27 at his next birthday. That's how I figure it out.
Oh.
And I started with you guys before Festus was born. So.
Oh, okay.
But I worked at KJQ before that.
Oh, geez. So 38 years.
Yeah.
Does it hurt?
Everywhere. Pretty much everywhere.
And you guys still haven't got a watch yet.
No. Nor a dinner.
Or a dinner.
Or a dinner.
No one's ever given us a dinner
Never
or
given
a
us-
watch.
Never given us a dinner.
A gold watch and a dinner. That's what we need. Someday.
I don't think so.
No, I don't
think
either.
you should say
No, they're
someday.
going to. No, I maintain that somebody will come into the room and turn off the microphones and turn out the lights and say, it's been fun, but we'll see you later.
No, that's what happened to my dad, Tom Barberi. Long time.
How did that happen? Yeah.
It was the classic Friday.
Friday.
They waited till after the
After the show.
Tom, I need to see you in my office for a minute.
Yeah.
We're going a new direction, and that's it.
And that's it.
No goodbye, no.
And that direction, by the way, we're calling that direction the end of call radio.
Even though it's down
Basically.
the hall right now, it's a sports station.
It's a sport. That is the same.
Yeah,
necessity, isn't it?
usually when they let radio people go, that's you don't know. You don't get
Yeah.
to come on the air and say I'm leaving.
It's
in 2
it's
weeks.
rare you get a goodbye show if you're being fired. Now, if you're retiring, you usually, at least according to the radio trades that I read,
Yeah, you get it.
they let you do a final show.
So Howard Stern is at the end of his contract.
Yeah.
His contract is up the end of this year. He makes $80 million a year.
Oh, shut up. Why do you have to do that?
And they are begging him to stay with Sirius because he's
the reason.
There are people that will not pay for Sirius anymore once he's gone.
Yeah.
80, and he's like, yeah, I think I might be done at the end of this year.
No, he won't.
If he's made $80 million a year for the last 5 years, that's just the last 5 years. He was making millions
Before that, yeah.
I don't know what you do with that kind of money. I mean, what?
You invest it.
But for what? He
You
could
do
not
good-
possibly live any better than he
I
You
would
do good works.
I would travel. That's what I would do with that kind of. I would just travel. I'd say goodbye, suckers. Book a flight to Paris.
I would see if I could have. I would see if I could have some things replaced.
Like parts of your body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's they're just. I don't know. I do think that we won't be fired. They'll just turn off the lights.
That's us being fired. That's.
They'll wait till the end of the contract and then turn off the lights.
A texter reminds me. Doug Wright had a year-long farewell tour. Remember how excruciating that was?
Yeah, he did.
And he's still on the air.
No, he's not. He's only does commercials now.
Oh, that's right. They replaced him on the movie show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll just be one day you'll tune in
We'll
and we'll
just
be
not
gone.
be here.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So check our social media and we'll
But,
tell you.
38 years or 39 years, whatever it ends up being.
It'll be 39.
That's a lot of time.
Can't go for an even 40, though. I'd like to go for an even 40.
Ed Brass says they wouldn't dare kill very important sports, so Radio from Hell will live forever.
That's true. That's
Yeah, what? Even from Harriman, that number is 877-602-9696.
Hello, yeah, what?
All right, let's go to, Chaz is here. Chaz?
Hello, yeah, what?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Chaz. What's up?
No, I was just commenting because, like, you guys were talking about kids today and the apathy. And honestly, like, I don't know what I would expect from a child when we have these adults as, you know, the moral example to follow.
It's kind of hard to find something to get excited about.
These are your role models, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then on top of that, they're going to school wondering if they're going to come home sometimes.
Yeah,
you know?
that's a genuine concern.
True. Well, that really cheered us up, Chaz. Thanks a lot.
On the plus side, we have snow coming, and I work in snow.
Okay,
so,
good.
No good. All right. What do you do? Do you build snowmen, or what do you do?
I drive a plow truck, actually. So I work on snow removal. And I also, on that note, wanted to say thank you because y'all's weather report has really kept us up to date all week.
Well, terrific for now.
I rely on the National Weather Service for that. I hope they keep putting it out.
Pretty soon there will not be accurate weather because they're shutting down the National Weather Service.
I'll just be looking out the window and hoping I'm guessing right. So.
Exactly.
Hey,
We're
Chaz.
going to start training them with, like, crayons and, like, paper and stuff now.
Thanks, Chaz.
You know, draw a radar diagram. You guys have a wonderful day.
You too.
See you later.
Thank you. All right. Let's go to, looks like Jen is here. Jen?
Hello, yeah, what?
Hello, Jen.
Good morning.
Hi. Go ahead.
Hey, yeah, I was just going to comment on Roman's comment about kids not caring about school. I've got two daughters that are the same age, they're stepsisters. And one of them absolutely loves school. She totally cares. She's always doing her stuff. She's a cheerleader. My other one absolutely hates school, doesn't care, thinks that it's worthless, and it's just so weird seeing the differences in kids. And it's interesting because my stepdaughter is the one who doesn't like school, and it's her mom kind of doesn't really care either. And so
that's part of it.
The kids, kids don't care, but like I hate to call out parents, but you got to kind of look at the parents too.
Yep. I don't disagree with you.
You really do have to look very strongly at the parents, and if they put a premium on education and they think, you know, if they had a good experience with it, then the kids are more likely
if they're helpful.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Thanks for calling.
And thanks to all the teachers, because, man, they have a lot to deal with.
Amen.
Oh, boy, I couldn't do it.
More trouble on the way for them. All right.
Thanks, Jen.
Thank you.
Quinn is here.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hi,
Oh, everybody wants to talk about the high school kids.
Yeah, Quinn, what you got?
Hi, I'm with my sister driving to high school, who my mom is actually Molly Mormon taking us. And Gina said to call about high schoolers taking us.
Tell me, I want to hear from you.
So I feel like I really do care about high school. There are some days where I just feel like, I just want to stay in bed. Some days, I really want to hang out with my friends or like really have a good time socially. There are things I care about, like music and and I feel like my education is very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've really developed so much personality here at my high school that I couldn't develop anywhere else.
Oh, I'm glad you're having a good experience. What about your sister?
Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I'm in the band program in marching band, and that is probably what I love the most about high school. I mean, the band program, it's like I feel like I have like family in marching band. The whole thing seems like a whole family, like not just a community, but just a family. And I really loved everybody in band. And next year I'll be a senior, and I'm so sad that it's going to be my last year marching this year.
Well, maybe you could be a band nerd in college.
I could, yeah.
It is one of those things where if you are involved in other things and you have lots of stuff to look forward to when you go to school, it definitely helps. And band is one of those things, though, that I get nervous about them cutting because it's not essential.
Exactly, but they will cut it.
When I was in high school, what I looked forward to was having a smoke out in the parking lot.
All right, Quinn.
See you guys later.
Thank you guys for calling.
Well, have a good day, guys.
All right, we'll see you.
Best to your mother.
Let's go to Terry. Terry is here.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hello, Terry.
Hello, how are you?
Great. What's up? What do you got for
I'm
us?
fine. I'm just fine.
Yeah.
I wanted to shift gears a little bit. We're having a blood drive on St. Patrick's Day at the Mountain America Expo.
Okay.
From 12 to 6.
Who is we?
That's Mountain America.
Oh, okay.
Doing it.
Okay.
So we're doing it to, get blood for people to help save lives.
Are you sure you want to do it on St. Patrick's Day?
There's going to be a lot of alcohol in that blood.
That's my question.
If you do it early, then you go drink after.
So how do you just show up? Can you just show up and donate or what?
Well, you have to go on the blood drive app and sign up so that they know you're coming.
Okay.
So you do need to make an appointment.
Okay.
If you go on the app, you can look for Mountain America Expo and sign up. It's this Monday.
What is the app?
It's the American Red Cross app.
All right. Thank you.
If you go to that, you can look for blood drives.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Please donate and save some lives.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Terry.
Goodbye.
Let's go to Eddie.
Hello, yeah, what?
Oh, dear Eddie. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning, lords and ladies.
Good morning. What do you got?
I'm calling with a message of hope and excitement.
Okay.
All right.
I'm starting a vinyl record subscription. I called in a little while to talk about it, just to promote local artists. We're going to release the first ones for sale on Kickstarter starting tomorrow. So if you go to Kickstarter and just look up 4 a.m., I'm sure you'll find it.
4
a.m. You can follow me on Instagram and you'll see it.
It's 4 a.m.
4, the number 4, and then a.m., and then vinyl, like a vinyl record.
Okay.
And who's on this record?
So the very first volume is going to be Daniel Young and Timmy the Teeth. They're both a little bit kind of country. Daniel Young's covering a John Prine song. Timmy the Teeth, Bad Brad Wheeler plays with him a lot. He's just amazing. All of their songs, except for one, are previously unreleased. If you want to listen to one, you could listen to Moments Like These by Daniel Young. That's going to be on this one.
Okay. All right. And where do
but
you?
It's going to be really fun.
Do you just buy them online?
So the first one will be available on Kickstarter, kind of exclusively, and I'm trying to raise enough money to get 3 more albums printed for the end of the year. I'm going to got a volume coming up that I think Carrie will be excited about. A little bit more of a punk rocky volume.
Thank you.
Yeah, it'll be good times.
All right. All right,
Eddie. Something to be excited and look forward to.
All right.
Thank you. We need that.
Best of luck.
Thank you, Eddie. All right. Talk to you later.
Hello, yeah, what?
All right, that's all the time we have. Sorry about that. Traffic, please.
Crash northbound I-15 21st south on the right shoulder. Crash northbound I-215 east at 35th south. Still have that big slowdown. Northbound I-15 Point of the Mountain, Utah County. 3 left lanes are blocked. Traffic backed up to 2100 north in Lehigh. That looks to be a mess for a while. Both chains and four-wheel drives required for both Big and Little Cottonwood Canyons this morning. I suspect that's going to be the case all weekend long. And whatever you're seeing on the roads, you can share it with us, 33986.
All right. Beat Gina coming up after some messages and a song. Easy to play, easy to win. It's multiple choice pop culture trivia. And if you play the game, you'll win what prize?
You will win tickets to see Hozier. He's coming to the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater for 2 nights. They have added a show, and I believe these are tickets for the second night, August 2nd.
All right, Hozier tickets, hard to get. So 877-602-9696 is the number to call. It's William H. Macy's birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Oh, gosh.
William H. Macy trivia. Don't worry, it'll be easy. 877-602-9696. Call, play, win those tickets to Hozier.
You know, traveling isn't really very much fun in the long run. I'd rather.
I mean, once you get there,
yeah. You know. If I had the time, I would rather drive everywhere.
Really?
You don't enjoy airplane travel?
I do not. Not in the slightest. The airports are exceptionally busy. The planes are crowded.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the flight to Seattle, SeaTac, and the flight back, not a single seat was empty.
Mm-hmm.
Not a single seat. And
you're dealing with your boot. That's probably not easy.
So I get a wheelchair, but that's kind of a joke as well. Trying to get, I guess the airlines, they all use the same wheelchair service. They subcontract, to it, and it's very hit and miss. Like you say, I need a wheelchair and I'd like one waiting for me. Well, it may be there or it may not be there.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you just snag one yourself and then your family pushes it and not an attendant.
Is that what happened to you?
A couple of times. And then coming back, this is we're running pretty tight on time coming back to catch the plane back to Salt Lake. So but there's the wheelchair sign right there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole bunch of wheelchairs and attendants.
Okay.
And I said, I need a wheelchair here on my ticket, my boarding pass. And they were like, okay, well, who's gonna? I don't know. And they were speaking a language I didn't understand for the most part. And then finally this young woman said, I'll take you. And so I said, okay, let's go find my family. So we go and we find the family, and her phone rings.
The attendant.
Yeah, the attendant.
Yeah.
And she said, I have to take you back. Why? We're going to be late for my. No, I have to take you back. So we go back to there, and then there's another back and forth about who's going to take me and why. And finally, this one guy, and the guy that was in charge says, no. Finally, one guy goes, I'm taking him. Right now, I'm taking him right now. Right. And he grabbed the chair that I was sitting in and grabbed my phone. And the guy who was running the stand went, hey, and he said, no, I'm taking him. And off we went.
Well, why so much trouble?
I have no idea.
Huh.
Zero idea why there was so much nonsense.
But you made your flight on time.
Yes, because he was great. That guy was great. He almost ran through the airport. Pushing that wheelchair that I was in, and he'd say, move, wheelchair coming, move,
I could see if, there was only one person there, and they're like, I can't leave the stand.
Yeah, no,
but
there were
plenty
there
of
were
people
several people there, and they almost kept my phone, that had my boarding pass on it. It was just madness, absolute madness.
So you want to drive?
But here's another thing I hate about the airport, and I think the ladies' room the restrooms are probably the same way. So the way the restrooms are set up now, there's a big door opening, and then there's a panel there.
Yeah.
Right? And
one way goes men's, one way goes women's.
No. It's
inside the men's
room. You step through the big door. There's a big panel there. You can go to the right of the panel or the left of the panel. Both ways take you into the restroom. It would seem to me that the logical thing is going in, you take the right, you go to the right side, and then coming out, you come out on the other side. But as I'm always going in on the right side, somebody's coming out the right side. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah. And I find that just the most aggravating thing because logic would dictate is you enter to the right. I think they should put arrows, put an arrow saying, go in this side. But
one-way entrance and one-way outrance.
Yeah, but it's
outrance?
Outrance. And then I just invented. You can have that.
Yeah. And then the same thing happens when you're going out. I make sure that I go out on that other side, and people are coming in that way.
Mm-hmm.
It infuriates me. I want to say, don't you understand how things should work? That's my anger. But the Salt Lake Airport is very nice.
It's beautiful.
It's.
I always wish I had more time to spend there.
I've never had any time to spend in any of it.
That's what I'm saying. I always wish I had a layover in the Salt Lake Airport. It would be a nice airport to have a layover in.
And they have
great restaurants, great shops.
And you go, I bet that's nice.
Yeah. But I got to make my flight.
Hey, there's I can't. No, I gotta go. I gotta go. So I talked to a woman, though. She was in a wheelchair, 92, 92 years old. I said, where are you going? And she said, I'm going up to Bainbridge Island to visit my grandchildren. 92 years old. I said, you're 92. Why don't they come here?
Exactly.
Because getting to Bainbridge is you have to take the ferry and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, well, I'm living in Cedar City. I flew up here and I've had a 5-hour layover here.
Oh wow!
So, why? Again, give me the names of those.
I'll call them.
I want to call them up and just give them the hell. They should be visiting you, not vice versa. She was really sweet.
Oh,
you can have your Runaway Train. That's a much better song.
If you know, you know. Soul Asylum and the other song they had besides Runaway Train.
It's a much better song.
Yeah. Somebody to Shove. All right. Is this a sponsored feature, Gina?
Oh, word that it would.
Well, make sure the kids are out of the room. You don't want them knowing all your dirty little secrets, do you?
Oh.
You don't want them to know that you're a fervent follower of the radio game show we call Beat Gina.
Oh.
We'll join our game in a moment, but first, I'm Beat Gina announcer Johnny O with advice for you mothers out there.
Oh.
And you know who you are, don't you, mothers?
Indeed.
I'm here to tell you about Mrs. Winslow's Soothing Syrup. It should always be used when children are cutting teeth. It relieves the little sufferer at once.
Yes.
It produces natural, quiet sleep by relieving the child from pain.
Can I have some of that?
And
Yeah.
the little cherub awakes at night, awakes as bright as a button.
Yep.
It's a very pleasant taste. It soothes the child, softens the gums, allays all pain, relieves wind, regulates the bowels, and is the best-known remedy for diarrhea, whether arising from teething or other causes.
We can just say things.
It's only 25 cents a bottle.
That is cheap.
Now be sure and ask for Mrs. Winslow's Soothing Syrup and take no other kind. For sale by all druggists in every part of the world.
It's an opioid, right?
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah. I bet Joe Rogan still sells this. Yeah.
And now, here he is, our own Soothing Syrup.
Oh.
Your host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
All right, the randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, you'll be playing against Adam today. Adam, are you there?
I'm here, thank you.
All right, Adam, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage if you call it correctly, heads or tails.
Always head.
Always.
See what happens. Well, he wasn't wrong this time.
Always heads. You're one step closer to winning these tickets to see Hosier coming to the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater both Friday, August 1st and August 2nd. I believe the tickets you may win, Adam, will be for August 2nd.
Yes. So you get the Hosier tickets if you beat Gina. Multiple choice pop culture trivia because you won the coin toss. This first question is for you and you alone to answer. If you get it correct, you get the point. If not, Gina's been paying attention and she'll answer it correctly. Fingers crossed.
Right,
and steal your point away. So let's go. Here we go. First question. And first person to three gets the win. First question. It's William H. Macy's birthday today. So we got different William H. Macy movies and TV shows. First question. Adam, what movie was William H. Macy's directorial debut? First movie he directed. Was it 1, Mr. Holland's Midlife Crisis? Was it 2, The Ionization of Barton Fink? 3, Rudderless? Or 4, The Layover?
I'm going to go with 1, All One's Open.
Mr. Holland's Midlife Crisis? That's a different movie altogether, and that is incorrect.
Gina for the steal.
Ruthless.
You mean Rudderless?
Rudderless.
There you go. Thank you.
There's a point for Gina, and she controls the question.
Gina?
Yes.
William H. Macy auditioned for the role of what character for what animated series?
Okay.
He auditioned for it. He did not get the part.
Okay.
But he auditioned. Was it 1, Roger the Alien from American Dad?
Oh.
2, Brian the Dog from Family Guy? 3, RFK Jr. in the MAGA Maniacs? Or 4, Biblee, the Little Bible in his undersea adventure?
It must be Roger.
All right, Adam. Chance for you to get back in.
I'm going to go with Family Guy.
Yes, Brian the Dog.
Yeah.
But Brian the Dog is Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah.
That's why. That's why.
But why were there any auditions at all for that? I thought that was just.
You have to remember, Seth MacFarlane was a nobody when Family Guy started. He was pretty much a nobody.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, it's 1-1, and Adam controls the question.
Adam?
Save your outrage for something else, Gina, will you?
All right, Adam, let's go to this one. William H. Macy won 3 Screen Actors Guild Awards for his outstanding performance in what show? 1, Generic Sitcom Adventures in the Big City. 2, My One Dad. 3, ER. Or 4, Shameless.
Oh, I'm going to go with Shameless.
Shameless is correct, yes.
2-1.
Yeah.
Back to Gina.
That was a winning sneer. It's like the Penguin did good. All right, Gina. Let's see. Here we go. William got his first Oscar nomination. For what role?
Okay.
Was a 1, Vice Principal Walters in Mr. Holland's Opus. 2, Jerry Lundegaard in Fargo. 3, Glenn in A Very Muppet Christmas Movie. Or 4, The Shoveler in Mystery Men. These are all real.
I'm guessing Jerry Lundegaard.
Jerry Lundegaard is correct.
2-2. Back to Adam.
Adam. Here we go, Adam. William H. Macy was the first choice to voice who in Finding Nemo? Yes, he's done a lot of cartoons. But he was the first choice to voice who in Finding Nemo. Did not do it.
Ah.
No, he just said no.
Turned it down.
Was it 1, Crush the Sea Turtle? Was it 2, Marlin the Clownfish? Was it 3, Remora J. Rogan the Suckerfish? Or 4, Don Jr., the bony-eared ass fish? There was a real fish.
Yeah, sure.
There was a real ass fish. Okay.
There is.
I'm going to go with the clownfish.
Marlin.
And there we go, Adam. You win the game. Nicely done.
Very nicely done.
Yes, you did it. Sneer if you'd like to.
I'm going to sneer. I don't understand the bra. I'm still stuck on that.
All right. Listen, Adam, say thank you, and we'll make sure you get your tickets.
Thank you for letting me play.
All right, hang on the line, and hopefully Katie will get your order, whatever your order was at the drive up there.
So I'm out of here. I gotta go take a couple of tokes off of my soothing syrup bottle.
Yes. All right. Big Boy News now, brought to you by.
On March 18th, experience Clark After Dark at Clark Planetarium. Chill to cool music, sip handcrafted mocktails, and catch an exclusive sneak peek of the IMAX 3D movie Blue Angels. 18 and older only. Get tickets at clarkplanetarium.org.
Thank you.
The former lead singer of En Vogue, Dawn Robinson, has been living in her car for the past 3 years.
You would think she would have some of that never gonna get it money.
The 58-year-old singer provided an update about her living situation in a video posted on her YouTube account. Robinson created the social media account in 2022 and regularly uploaded videos on the platform, but after posting in September 2024, she disappeared from the website. When she returned, she began her video by explaining that she had to deal with some aspects of her life and needed to step away, then vaguely touched on what she wanted to reveal, saying that some people in her life were worried that she would be judged by what she had to share. Part of being human is being vulnerable, she said, before addressing the changes in her life. You guys, for the past 3 years, I've been living in my car, she said.
You would think she would have enough money from...
No. She explained that in 2020, she was living with her parents in Las Vegas. They got along at first before she started butting heads with her mom. I didn't understand. I still don't. It hurts me, she said. The musician decided to leave and slept in her car for about a month before her co-manager at the time contacted her. He advised her to return to Los Angeles, said she could move in with him. When I got to his place, he didn't really have room for me, she said. She ended up residing there, though, for a while, at a hotel, actually. Then she searched for apartments. Part of it was she couldn't find anything. She said, I loved what I was seeing, but I didn't have quite enough money. It doesn't really say here what she did with all of her money.
Because they must have made it.
Yeah.
They had
At one
They had
time.
multiple hits.
Yeah. Don't know. Can't say. After the Utah House killed a bill during the recent legislative session that would have used empty state offices to help families with daycare, some believe that the bill was just basically ignored. Parent Melanie Call hopes to re-enter the workforce one day. On the last day of the legislative session, I literally cried, she said. Back in 2021, Call was forced to leave her job at a healthcare staffing agency as daycare costs added up. She said her company put policies in place that didn't allow her to care for her 3-year-old son while working remotely. I just feel diminished from the workforce because I became a mom, she said, and I don't think that's right. I should be allowed to have the choice and the ability to work and also be a mom. Senate Minority Leader Luz Escamilla proposed a bill that would have converted those empty state office buildings into some daycare facilities, would have given a parent like me hope, because then my employer could have had a daycare within the facility of my office, she said. At least half of the spots in offices would have been reserved for children of state workers and members of the military or the National Guard. The state would have worked with private child care providers for the care. But the state legislature did not, for some reason, deem that to be worthwhile. And
angers me.
Yeah, and they just let it go. Greenland. There was an election in Greenland, and the biggest winner was the center-right Democrat Party, which took nearly 30% of the vote. Its leader, Jens Fredrik Nielsen, has been blunt in addressing Donald Trump's ambitions for acquiring Greenland, calling his rhetoric a threat to our political independence. The New York Times said the party was likely to enter a coalition with the Inuit, and I can't pronounce, Tagagulkit, a moderate party that came in third this week. Its leader is currently the current prime minister, Mute-Egede, who has also dismissed joining the United States. So pretty much nobody who is in charge of anything in Greenland wants to be partners with Donald Trump and America. The first of Utah's futuristic air taxis took its inaugural flight this week.
No thanks.
Gina, nobody's asking you to do it. The electric passenger aircraft, slated for widespread use by the 2034 Olympics, are part of partnership between Utah Aerospace Industry Organization 47G and manufacturer Beta Technologies. The first flight took to the skies from the Salt Lake Airport. Leaders of the so-called Project Alta imagine statewide service from Logan, across the Wasatch Front, and down to Moab. They're kind of cool looking, and they're electric. They're electric aircraft.
Now, what are they calling it, though? Air taxis?
Yeah, air taxis.
Oh. You still need the airport.
It'll be expensive.
No, you're going to land.
Am I going to land right here?
Yeah, you could land right.
That's the idea. Is that
I mean,
look at it. I don't think
on
so.
On the top of buildings, and that's the idea.
What could go wrong?
I don't know. Thank you.
Let's see. Russia has to decide now whether to sign on to a proposed 30-day ceasefire with Ukraine, a move that would make mark a turning point in the war. We're going to bring it to them directly. We're going to say that Ukraine is prepared to stop all battlefield activity and begin the process of negotiating and ending the war, said Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
Yeah, just all they have to do is just give up land.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see.
Jesus.
And finally this. The time has come once again for astrophiles in the Weber Davis area and across the United States. It's going to be, there's an eclipse.
Oh.
It's tomorrow.
I don't think you'll be able to see it here, really, though.
For the first, let's see, where is it? Total lunar eclipse occurs when
we'll get the blood moon here. We'll get that part. It's also called a worm moon.
The worm moon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, RFK Jr. would be very excited about this.
The partial eclipse will begin just after 11 p.m. tomorrow, at which point it will look like a bite has been taken out of the lunar disk. Yeah, a totality will occur around 12:30 a.m. Friday. Now,
I don't think we're in the path of it.
Yeah. Plus, it's going to be kind of cloudy.
That's the big problem. I think we are in the path. I'll find out and make sure. I had it here somewhere, and I've misplaced it. All right, that's it.
All right. Sports, weather, traffic.
Kim Kardashian, stay with me.
Okay.
It's a sport. You know who her second husband was? She's been married 3 times.
No.
Former Utah Jazz player Chris Humphries.
Really?
For 72 days they were married in 2011. It was for TV. It was for the TV. It was.
I remember this.
I don't think she was ever really that into him. I think he was an NBA player, a very, very lowly NBA player. So it sort of was good for the show kind of thing. But apparently, I don't know why she's talking about this now, but the engagement ring that he gave her or more accurately, she gave herself. Ladies, don't buy your own engagement ring. Because the crazy thing about this is apparently he asked for it back when she broke up with him.
Well, he has no right.
She gave it to him. I guess on her show she was talking about how she regrets giving him back the ring that she paid for. She just wanted to be. She felt guilty about breaking up with him.
This is his ring.
Yeah. No, her engagement ring.
Her engagement ring?
Which she
he
paid
did not
for.
have it. And she paid for
and
it.
When she broke up with him, he said, well, I want the ring back.
Well, no.
Apparently she gave it back.
I mean, I'm not a fan of hers, but no.
Utah Jazz tanked again last night against the Memphis Grizzlies, 122-115. They play the Raptors tomorrow at 7:30. I don't know why anybody is paying attention anymore at this point.
Gina, it says here this total solar or lunar eclipse will be fully visible in Salt Lake City.
All right. I stand corrected. Utah Hockey Club 3, Anaheim Ducks 2 last night. And the Big 12 tournament, BYU is finally making their appearance there because they got 2 byes. They could just sit out for a bit. They are playing not that long from now. It's an early game, 10:30 this morning against Iowa State Cyclones. That's the same team that they won that big double overtime game a couple weeks ago, so should be a good game for them. Weather. It is 52 right now, going to be a high of 55 today. Not quite raining yet, but it's coming. I guarantee it. And that rain most likely during the day today because it will be warm. Overnight, though, we dip down below freezing, so that could mean some snow down here in the valleys. There are 3 waves to this storm, or 3 different storms coming through. First one today. Next one is Saturday. Then we get a little bit of a break Sunday. Then we have another storm coming through on Monday. Traffic, chains and 4-wheel drive required for both Big and Little Cottonwood Canyons. I would suspect that's going to be the case for the next several days with all these storms coming through. That earlier crash, northbound point of the mountain, has been cleared up, but there are still some residual slowages through that area. Let me check our message stream, see if anybody sent anything in there. No, but if you see something, you can say something via text at 33986. Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice, paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or hastergames.com.
Bathroom story.
Okay.
And Bill will like this because I tend to attract weirdos in public bathrooms. There was the incident years ago at a truck stop in Panguitch. We won't get into that one. I'll tell you that after. But so I'm going to the Duran Duran show. This is Saturday night, right? So I'm at the Delta Center. There's like 20,000 people. It's sold out. Great show, by the way. But before Duran Duran goes on, I have to use the men's room. So I go and take care of my business. I'm at the sink washing my hands. Okay, and I see in the mirror a dude kind of looking at me, and I'm like, oh, he probably knows that I'm Todd Newcomb because, kind of obvious. But I don't think he did. He's like, whoa, you got blue hair, man. It's like a blue Skittle. Yeah, blue Skittle. Yeah, blue Skittle hair. And he's obviously had a couple of beverages, And I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay, hey, great. And that was it. And I tell my wife that just happened, and then we go and we watch Duran Duran. So the next night, you're not going to believe this, the next night it's The Cure. Okay. So we go to the Delta Center again. Yeah. And we're seated on a completely mirror opposite side of the arena. Okay. Totally different seats. And before The Cure goes on, I go do my thing in the men's room, and I go in there, and I'm at the sink again, and I'm not even kidding you. The same dude. I look in the mirror, and it's the same guy. Whoa, blue Skittle hair, you're here again. Woo! And at that point, I high-fived him. We did a one-arm embrace, and I'm like, dude, we got to hang out. So 2 nights in a row. So you made a date with a guy in a bathroom is what I'm getting from that.
Apparently I did because of my blue hair. And I'm blue Skittle hair, at least in his book. But that's just the weirdest thing that 2 nights in a row.
It is odd.
Different crowd of people. I mean, a lot of people were there for both shows, but God, that was just bizarre.
I'm surprised he didn't know who you are.
I almost thought of saying,
don't you know who I am?
I was going to say, yeah, the Bill already. But
he would have said,
and then I would have said,
he would have said, well, you're Bill Allred.
Yes, and I would have totally owned that.
And there you go. So that was weird. I also saw, like, everyone, The Cure, there were more people that I recognized and that I knew and that knew me at The Cure show.
Van Duran Duran.
I bumped into our buddy Dallin Weeks from I Don't Know How But They Found Me.
Oh, Dallin was there.
Yeah, he was there with his teenage daughter.
Really?
She was seeing The Cure for the first time, and I thought that was cute.
My offspring went as well and bought a Cure tour T-shirt.
Yes,
and has been wearing it around town, and practically they go with my wife, they say, "Hey, you went to The Cure? How was it?" Everybody loves The Cure.
And it was you had, for The Cure, there were more young people there than Duran Duran by far. We were seated next to a couple of teenage girls, and I kind of leaned over, like, "Hey, have you ever seen The Cure before?" She's like, "No, we're new fans." And it was adorable because they knew all the songs. They were singing along to all of them, even the deep stuff that The Cure played.
Yeah.
And they just had a great time. And I leaned over to one of them because it was when Robert was dancing around during Close to Me. And I says, "I just love it when he dances because it's cute, the way Robert awkwardly dances." And she's like, "Oh, I know. He dances like my Nana."
Wait a minute.
Where's the same makeup?
Wait a minute.
Well.
Who said that? Who said that to you?
That was the teenagers sitting next to us.
Well, that might have been my offspring because they said to me, Robert Smith dances just like Nana.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, my wife's mother. He does this kind of.
Well, all right, you'll have to compare notes.
Show me some photos.
Compare notes later.
Okay.
Age 6.
All right, 8:46.
Whose thing are we going to do?
I don't care.
He claimed the time.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay. I got this in the mail, and I won't mention the name of the place, but it's a sushi buffet, and one of those big one price everything. You can eat it, everything, and there are a couple of things on it. So it's this flyer that came in the mail to announce the grand opening, and there are a couple of things on here that are really interesting. For instance, it says it gives you the lunch price, all you can eat sushi and buffet. Lunch price $17.99, dinner price $26.99. Saturday and Sunday holiday will be all day dinner price. All you can eat menu includes ramen, seafood, meats, appetizers, soup, salad, desserts, fresh fruits, vegetables, sushi roll, nigiri sushi, and much more. Kids over 5 feet tall will be charged adult price. So they measure you. They measure your height.
People are lying about, no, Mike, this kid is only 6 years old, but he looks 13, but he's...
Or it's 30-year-old people who are under 5 feet tall. I don't know. But so kids over 5 feet tall. But then there's another thing on here that it took me a while to figure out exactly. And Carrie, maybe you could read these two coupons here. Read those two coupons.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay, $3 off lunch per person. Kanpan Chanut cow bin with any other offer.
I love it. Can you figure out what it means? You can figure out what it means.
Cannot combine with any other offer.
Yeah, but
CENNOOTCOWBIN.
It's close. Well, no, it's not even close, is it? Yeah, cannot be combined with any other offer, but it was obviously written by someone who doesn't really speak English.
This made it to print.
Yeah. Yeah, and then just open it up. There are dozens and dozens of pictures of sushi rolls in there.
Yeah.
And they all look exactly the same. I think they just look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean,
they have different names and they describe different ingredients, but they just look exactly the same. I mean, I'm going to go try it, of course, but
Kanpan Canute cow bin with any other offer.
Coupon cannot be
combined with any other offer.
I mean, it's close.
It's
cow bin.
It's kind of charming,
but
actually.
well, I mean, yeah, but
you would think somebody would catch it somewhere along the line.
Bless their hearts.
Mm-hmm. God love them. I wish them nothing but the best. These places are becoming hugely popular again. There's always been, like that one on 21st and 3rd across from the Home Depot, and there's one on. But now they're starting to pop up everywhere.
I just the idea of all-you-can-eat sushi kind of bothers me.
It sounds like to me like you have a lot of fish and they're trying to get rid of it, and it's before it goes bad. So it's all you can eat,
and it does kind of sit out there for a while.
Yeah. It's on. They put it on ice.
Do they?
Yeah.
You know that, do you?
Yes. Yeah.
You're absolutely sure.
Well, I've seen it, on these beds of ice there. But it is kind of, I'll go back to the hot pot one. Those are good. And they're kind of on the same principle, that there's a lot of stuff to eat there for one price.
I mean, people are pointing out that if you have stipulations, the under 5 foot thing, it should be a limit on belt size. Really, it should.
You would think, yeah. But
people over 5 feet tall eat more?
Come over here. I have to measure your child.
Maybe they didn't want to give an age. They just wanted to say a size of person.
Well, no, it gives ages too.
Oh,
it says there's a price for ages 6. Kids ages 3 to 5. It's $5.99 for lunch. Kids ages 6 to 10. It's $11.99 for lunch. But if your kid is between the ages of 3 and 5 and is 5 feet tall, then it's going to be the full adult price. Because even though he's only 5 years old, he's going to eat like a human being.
He can put
like
it away.
Man. Yeah, he's going to eat like a man.
Yeah, that tall kid can put it away.
I don't know how they do this. And I went to that hot pot place, and I don't know how they do it. It's just so much stuff, and they just keep shoveling it out. It's amazing.
Buy low, sell high.
Yeah, that's right. This is
which is why that Korean barbecue place we went to in Hawaii was not good. It was a lot of food,
but just
really cheap. But boy,
I'd rather have less of good food
than
a lot of bad food.
Yeah, I was working hard to chew up that gristle.
Have you ever been to a buffet, that kind of dining that's been good?
A buffet?
Yeah, or something like that.
No, they're usually average. I've never encountered
wow,
this is great.
Yeah. Yeah, they're always kind of
average.
Sometimes they're terrible, and then sometimes they're like, okay.
I mean, the cruise ship that we were on, it was better than I expected. But that's this is, it's just a step up from what buffet you're used to. It's a little bit better than you expected. Still not great, but
I don't trust it.
Better than you expected.
Because I also have the thought of, as I'm grabbing the serving spoon, about all the other people grabbing the serving spoon and touching the serving.
That's why I just use my hands. It's a potato salad. I don't use the spoon. I just scoop it out with my hand. That way I know I'm not going to get any germs off the spoon.
Malk?
Huh?
It's not milk, it's mulk. What are you doing? Of course it's affordable. It was the sharing of the utensils and all of that. It was, it kind of bugs.
I also just don't like the atmosphere of the, when you're at a buffet and there are people there's no order to it. They're just kind of
it's not
crowding
relaxing.
in.
It's not. No.
Now, see, here's a texter. Storytellers Cafe in Grand California at Disneyland is the best buffet, hands down. Disagree.
Where's the better
disagree.
buffet?
No, that place used to be good.
Oh.
Before it was an all-you-can-eat buffet. You could just order breakfast there, and it was good. But the buffet is, the waffles were dry. I got to say hi to Chip and Dale and Pluto, but...
Well, that was worth it.
And also Sue, she's got the rule about buffets. If you say it's good for a buffet, still not good.
It's just got to be good, period.
Still not good.
I have to admit, I used to like going to the Sizzler, the salad bar there, and it wasn't like high quality food. It was okay.
Yeah.
But
I used to like the Wendy's salad bar too, but I wasn't as picky.
Again,
back
if you
then.
can
I was
do it
poor,
better at home,
exactly.
Stay home.
Let's see, some of those spendy Vegas buffets keep the riffraff out, and you can get all the crab and lobster you want, says Guy in the chat room.
But then don't you feel obligated to eat more than you really want because it's all you can eat?
Well, it's you got to get your money's worth.
But that's not good either.
No,
that's the my brother-in-law's rule. Bread's for suckers. That's where that comes from. Let's see. This is why I don't like potluck. I once found out that somebody soaked their corn in their bathtub.
Oh yeah, I have my.
But
again, I have my own rules about.
But Gina,
those
I've been in commercial kitchens and bakeries, and I'm telling you, they are not spotless.
I'm telling you, if there is a man that comes by to check every once in a while to make sure you're clean, that is never happening in your private home.
There's a man that comes by and says, you have just under the amount of rodent hairs allowable.
But no man has come. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm saying if I'm choosing, I'm picking a place where a man comes by occasionally and checks to make sure things are clean.
It's kind of sexist of you.
A man or woman comes by.
Good.
A person whose job it is to make sure you're clean comes by. Now, if people had that in their house, I might change my mind about it.
Health Department, Ms. Barberi.
Yeah.
I would have absolutely no hesitation about eating something from either of your houses.
Well,
zero.
I was going to say that's.
But you know us.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's different.
All right. Traffic.
That earlier 3-lane closure northbound I-15 at Point of the Mountain, now that has been cleared up, but there is still some residual delays back into Lehigh, it looks like. Make sure you have traction devices if you're trying to go up Big and Little Cottonwood Canyon. That will probably be in place most of the weekend with these waves of storms that are coming through. Expecting to get quite a bit of snow over the next 3 or 4 days up in the mountains. No other accidents to report, and you haven't sent anything in via text, but if you see something, you can let us know at 33986. Why spend stupid ticket prices for concerts when you can experience great live music for less at Salt Lake's coolest, most intimate venues? Don't miss Blood on the Tracks, a Bob Dylan tribute show, Saturday, March 29th at the State Room. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
I don't appreciate these sneeze guard comments about me. First one, Bill is the reason there's a sneeze guard at a buffet, and then the next one is, Bill's taller than a sneeze guard?
Whoa.
I just don't appreciate that, you guys.
All right. Okay, well, let's take a break. We'll be back after some messages and a song with the Boner Recap Game. Easy to play, easy to win the prize. All you have to do is tell us who won the Boner this morning. That's easy. If you were listening, you know. If you weren't listening, today's a tough one. I would cheat.
Yeah.
Go to x96.com, click on the box that says Boner Voting March 13, 2025. Click on there. It'll say winner next to the answer that we demand in order for you to win.
Counting Crows tickets coming August 21st to Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
You get those Counting Crows tickets if you play the Boner Recap Game. 877-602-9696 is the number to call to play to win. 877-602-9696. KXRK Provo. Oh, randlife.com/X96.
Maybe you've been dreaming of a new home. Maybe you've been dreaming of a new home with a sneeze guard in it.
Yes.
But you're worried about finding the right mortgage rate. Well, I know somebody who can help you with that. They've helped me before, too. Rand Life Home Loans has got you covered. They just slashed their floor rate to 3.25% on 3-and-1 adjustable rate mortgages for FHA and VA loans. That's 3.25% on 5.983 APR. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means you can borrow up to $190 more than you could with the current market rate. Imagine you could get a bigger house, a better location, the sneeze guard you've always wanted. Don't wait. Turn your dream into an address with Rand Life. Visit randlife.com/X96 and learn about their incredible low rates. That's randlife.com/X96. Let them help you unlock the door. I've been going through some lists that I have, or we could look at the Gina file and see what's in there. I don't remember. I haven't looked at it for a long time. See if there's anything. You want to see if there's anything
clean
in
out?
there?
Do we need to clean it out?
Well, maybe. Here, let's open the Gina file here. Let's see. 2 in 5 Americans skip social events due to skin rashes.
Skin rashes?
Skin flare-ups.
I skip things because I don't want to talk to people. That's why I skip things.
That's been in there for a while. I was wondering, do you have skin flare-ups?
No, I just skip things because I don't want to talk to people.
Okay, I'm going to delete that.
Yeah.
All right. How about shark attacks are on rise worldwide? Well, no.
Well, she doesn't get in the ocean.
In the water.
So.
You know how I will never die?
Shark attack.
Shark attack.
Won't happen.
Ultra-processed food linked to 32 harmful effects to your health.
You shut up.
No, this is Sue's new thing, is this ultra-processed food.
Yeah.
And we're eliminating it.
I mean, you don't eat a lot of that anyway.
Breakfast cereal.
Yeah.
We don't eat a lot of it.
I don't either.
But, we're trying to remove as much of it as we possibly can.
I bought some St. Patrick's Day Lucky Charms. Just because it's...
How were they?
They're good.
They're Lucky Charms.
It turns the milk green.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's just for this, it's for this week. It's just, you don't buy it all the time. It's just a little treat.
I wanted to get the chocolate Lucky Charms, but I didn't. I should have.
I would say these either one of these would be good for you, Gina.
Okay.
16 recent U.S. foodborne epidemics that will make you cringe. Or 30 things people in healthy relationships almost never do.
Almost never.
Okay, let's hear that one.
Because I put that in the Gina file because, as we all know, Gina is in a healthy and perfect relationship.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you want to hear that one?
Yes.
Sure. All right. So 30 things that people in healthy relationships almost never do.
Okay.
Skip kissing.
Yeah.
Couples should be kissing every single day.
Yes.
Sure.
They almost never nag each other about small things.
Yes.
Never nag each other about small things. Never go to bed angry.
No.
Never forget to text your partner back.
I was just texting with my partner.
Do you
want to know what he said?
I didn't get a text.
What did he say?
He says, "Good morning, Boots. All is very quiet at this house. I wish you were here with me to How About This Day." We do this thing called How About This Day, where we sit in front of the fire.
See, this is a perfect relationship.
I was going to say, this is for the...
This is, they and you know where she gets these? From greeting cards.
We sit in front of the fire.
At the end of the day.
Well,
right?
no, we do it twice. Because How
Twice
About
a
This
day?
Day goes to, well, it depends.
Okay.
Depends. How About This Day can either be beginning of the day, we have coffee in front of the fire, and we go, so what? How about
So
this
like
day?
on the weekend.
What are we
You
doing
You have
today?
the fire in the summer?
No, but we sit in front of the fireplace. And then sometimes in the evening, you'll have a glass of wine, and then you'll reflect on, how about this day?
How about that day?
We
huh?
reflect on the day.
Oh, okay.
Well, my
That
wife has a glass of wine, and I kill half a bottle of bourbon.
There you go. How about that day?
How about that day? I don't remember it. Let's see. Never be mean or aggressive for no reason.
No.
If there's a reason, go ahead and be mean,
But
mean
for
and
no reason.
aggressive. Never talk to a therapist instead of your partner.
I don't know about that. No, you should.
I disagree with that one. I think there's some
you should,
things.
Yeah.
Because I'm not qualified to help.
I mean, therapists they're there for a reason. That's okay. I disagree with that.
Okay, these are 30 things people in healthy relationships, like Gina should never do. Never be hypercritical.
No.
Never forget about your friends.
I don't have any friends, so.
Never refuse to accept each other's differences.
Never refuse.
I'm a boy and you're a girl. I can't accept that.
I don't get that one.
What it says is it's easy to let life pass by quickly and get caught up in work,
Oh, yeah.
chores, children, and the little things that detract from time together.
All right.
Stop holding hands. Never stop holding hands.
We hold hands while we sleep.
Never refuse. God.
I mean, not all night, but.
Never. You got which greeting card did you get that from?
Hey,
You
know how crappy a life I had before he came into it, so I am entitled to this.
Never refuse to be vulnerable.
Never refuse to be.
Vulnerability leads to a long-lasting bond with your partner. When you refuse to open up emotionally and share a deeper part of yourself, you're telling your partner that you don't trust them.
Okay.
Never stop having wild, kinky sex.
Specifically kinky?
Yeah. I mean, you've got to have toys and things to tie each other up. Always put yourself first.
So this means don't do that.
What? Never always put yourself first. Yeah, I guess that's what that
That's
means.
what they mean.
Yeah.
All right.
Never have doubts about your feelings and your partner's feelings.
Okay.
Never say I love you when you don't mean it.
I don't know.
Never keep your emotions inside instead of talking about them. Never exaggerate your feelings about the other person. And never forget to make enough coffee for both of you in the morning.
So you can help out this day.
The Gina file.
Thank you.
There are others there.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm going to delete that.
Yeah.
Had a skunk at the farm.
Oh yeah, up in the valley. What was the skunk doing?
Well,
Just
I mean,
skunking things up?
he's minding his own business.
He's just being a skunk.
But I said to everybody in the house, do not. I repeat, do not let the dog outside. There is a skunk out there.
Yes.
And did they heed your warning?
They did, but, because, if your dog gets caught by a skunk in the summertime, it is also awful, but you can go outside and bathe them and try to get rid of it. In the winter, I didn't know what we were going to do if she got caught by the skunk in the middle of damn winter. But the skunk, though, kept us hostage in the house. Because I'm I'm sure he will wander off at some point.
So you just saw him, you didn't smell him?
No, we looked out the window and he's in the backyard. Like, okay, well, he's there now.
He was hanging.
He was hanging.
Hanging with Dr. Skunk.
And my mother-in-law was coming up to have breakfast with us, and we called her and we're like, "Be careful when you get out of the car,
because we don't want to have to make you stay outside."
No, he's a skunk.
Because we'll have to hose you down.
You can't come in, Grandma.
Because there's skunks and porcupines. You do not want your dog getting caught up with those. Luckily, eventually, we braved the.
I was at Bear Lake once and ran over a skunk.
Oh, that's bad.
Just ran across the road.
Yep.
Oh, man, my car stunk for a while.
It's awful.
Alphen Holiday says, Our Lady Peace song we don't hear often enough there in Holiday.
In Holiday. Mm-hmm. Well, that's a If You Know, You Know song. Starseed is the name of it.
Good.
Our Lady Peace. All right. Let's see. I think that it's time for the Boner Recap game.
So is this somebody who wants to win tickets to see Counting Crows, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And looks like Kate is here.
Kate? Hello?
Hi, it's Ranger Kate.
Hi, Ranger Kate. How are you? How are you today?
Super excited. I so want to go to see Counting Crows.
Well, good. I think there's a chance that you might do that. Having a good day so far?
So far, so good. Thank you.
All right. Kate, I'm going to read these three boner candidates. You tell me the winner. You got the tickets. I know you know how it goes. I know you're prepared. I know you'll do it right. You ready?
So prepared.
Okay.
So prepared.
Here we go. Boner candidate number one. Church ball is a violent sport in Utah. This is a story of a volleyball tournament at an LDS ward down in Lehigh, I believe. And one parent got very upset at something at the volleyball game and ended up picking up a kid by the neck and lifting him off the ground and throwing him into another kid. There were some minor injuries. Apparently, he has a history of doing things like this.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So he doesn't know how to use his words.
Apparently not. Violence at the a church ball game in down in Utah County. That was number one. Number two, thank you, Madam Chair. This is having to do with Delaware Representative Sarah McBride, the first openly trans person to serve in the United States Congress. Ms. McBride was at it was a committee meeting being chaired by Texas Representative Keith Self, and he introduced McBride by calling her Mr. McBride. Now, she's a trans woman and should be referred to as Ms. or
whatever she wants to be called,
but not Mr. McBride fired back quietly. Thank you, Madam Chair. And one of the Democratic representative on the panel on the committee got up
took him to task.
Took Self to task and Self, rather than take it back or apologize, just dismissed the hearing. Just
ended the meeting.
Yeah, ended the hearing.
Snowflake.
Yeah. And then boner candidate number three. Oh my God, she's an awful person. This is Lauren Boebert, who calls the Al Green, the representative who got up in Trump's face during his address to Congress, shook his cane at Trump, says that's his pimp cane, you know. She said he doesn't use that for balance or for walking. He just uses it to intimidate people. It's a pimp cane. That's Lauren Boebert. All right, Kate, who was the winner?
As much as I wanted it to be number three, it was, in fact, number one.
You are, in fact, correct.
There are lots of good candidates today.
Indeed.
And there you are. You're going to see Counting Crows. When is that show, Gina?
August 21st at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. Bill, if you want to learn more, it's all at x96.com.
There you go, Kate.
All right.
Congratulations.
Hang on.
Thank you.
Hang on.
And we'll get those tickets to you somehow, some way. Some way.
I don't know how they do it, but they get them to you.
Yeah, it's magic anymore. Let's see. So we will take a break. We'll be back after these messages with some big boy news and a pinuendo. Stand by for that.
So I came across this. I want to know what you guys think about it.
What's that?
Okay.
A father has come under fire for lying to his family and booking a hotel room for himself every few months and saying he's, quote, on a business trip. Now, you are never going to guess what he's doing every few months in a hotel room.
Well, if we're never going to guess, why don't you tell us?
It's not having an affair, which is probably what
you would think.
Yeah.
The man who's been with his wife for 12 years could not keep the secret any longer. This is something that popped up on Reddit.
Okay.
He confessed that his daughter, who's 4 years old,
okay,
has a peanut allergy that has, quote, ruined his life.
Oh, this is nonsense.
Because he loves
nonsense.
Nuts, particularly.
So he goes and hides out to eat nuts.
So he books a hotel room
for
a night or two and tells his family he's going on a business trip and gorges on peanuts and Reese's and Snickers.
I don't believe this for a second.
Liar!
He's a right way from home enough that he goes to work or whatever. Have a candy bar on the way to work. Have a bag of peanuts on the way to work. You don't have to.
If somebody has a deadly peanut allergy, you can't do any. He said so much so he goes away for a couple of days and eats whatever he wants. And then before he comes home, he brushes his teeth several times, puts the clothes I'm wearing in a bag.
Oh.
Pull out fresh clothes that I've kept sealed in a plastic bag. The clothes I was wearing go straight home in the washer with bleach.
I don't believe many aspects of this story. The other aspect I don't believe is if that is absolutely true, it would have been. He could have easily said to his wife, "You know what? I love peanuts and stuff so much, I just don't want to. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna check into a hotel every once in a while and eat.
Don't you think your wife would say, "That's crazy"?
No,
you're gonna spend the money to go stay in a hotel
no,
to eat peanuts.
No,
every couple
I don't
of
think
months?
so. I think my wife would say, "Well, if you really need to do that, okay."
Or he's saying that it's the nut allergy.
Yeah.
But
and he's really having an affair.
It's one of the two. I mean,
liar!
As a matter of fact, I think he's having an affair.
You think he's having an affair and lying about?
He's using the peanut allergy as an excuse.
I mean, his daughter is a pawn into his immoral behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love Reese's peanut butter cups, but if one of my kids was allergic to them,
you would check yourself into a hotel and eat Reese's peanut butter cups.
You would.
I wouldn't specifically go for that, but if I had an opportunity to be out of town for a couple of days, I would use that opportunity.
I can tell you would have a car dedicated to kids don't ride in this car. This is mommy's car.
This is the peanut.
I'm going to go eat
this is the
peanut butter cups in the
car.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about the whole peanut allergy thing. Would he be able to have like a Snickers bar at work and come home?
Probably.
There are people that have such a deadly peanut allergy.
I guess it depends.
That even if you're semi-adjacent to it,
I think you could have a Snickers bar at work. Brush your teeth.
Because as we all know, Snickers packed with peanuts.
That's right.
Yes.
Now you wouldn't want to have a payday, probably, or a pecan or a salted nut roll.
Yeah,
it's all about it.
I want one now.
A salted nut roll.
Yes.
What's the difference between a salted nut roll and a payday?
Salted nut roll is a little more rounder. Because I remember we used to buy them Dad would bring one home when we were kids, and he'd slice
it up. Yeah.
Slice it up so we could have it.
They're quite good.
Yes.
But that really is the only difference, just the shape.
I think so, because the payday is in like a flat, well, not. For some big boy news and Pinuendo, brought to you by.
Celebrate St. Patrick's Day Saturday, March 15th at Gracie's with live music, giveaways, games, photo booths, and more. Right in the heart of Salt Lake City. Get details and RSVP now at gracieslc.com.
Thank you very much.
A mass grave has been found at a suspected extermination camp during a family's desperate search for a missing person in Mexico. 3 ovens and burned bodies were found at the horrifying scene, along with piles of personal items, including 400 pairs of shoes, clothes, jewelry, and diaries. They suspect it is the work of cartels. A private volunteer group looking for missing family members in Jalisco found this crematorium on a ranch, which is about 90 miles east of Puerto Vallarta. The nonprofit Guerreros Boscaderos collective went into the remote area after a call from an unnamed informant. We found the place because we received several anonymous calls, said a member of the search group. We found charred remains and remains of charred human bodies in graves. The Mexican Attorney General Alejandro Gertz addressed the horrific find on Tuesday, insisting that they will investigate and find answers. They're not positive, but they're.
I don't know what else it would be.
Yeah, there are lots of pictures of it. It's just really awful. And those 2 astronauts who are falling in love up there at the space station.
They're not falling in love.
They're going to have plenty more time to fool around on their spouses.
But I thought that Biden politically didn't rescue them. For this reason.
There's another delay to retrieve them from the International Space Station.
Is it politics?
The politics delay?
The delay means that NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams, sitting in a tree, KISS,
they're not.
will have to wait at least another day or 2 before they can head home to Earth after 9 months in orbit. Officials called off the launch less than an hour before the scheduled liftoff on yesterday, with the 4 astronauts already strapped into their capsule as they awaited a final decision. NASA said the delay was the result of a hydraulic system issue with a ground support clamp arm for the Falcon 9 rocket.
So not politics.
Nope.
You mean there can just be
technical glitches?
Not Sleepy Joe.
The otherwise routine crew rotation on the space station has garnered attention since the Crew 10 mission has to dock at the space station before Wilmore and Williams can be relieved from their extended stay in space.
Of course, now that I'm president, it's okay that they're up there. They're finding love.
That's right. They're finding
wild.
love.
Oh, look! Did you see her hair? It's amazing.
Yeah.
He did talk about her hair.
He did.
They've got a few more days of lovey-dovey time before they come home.
Everything's fine now that they're up there and I'm president. Everything's fine. Before, of course, that was bad. That was very bad.
California Governor Gavin Newsom has faced criticism for his unforgivable and insane decision, it's described, to have Steve Bannon, chief architect of the MAGA movement, on his podcast.
Where did you get this story, and why did they write it that way? Because how is this any different than
because it is.
The idea is that he's platforming these people.
It is.
I mean,
that's the problem. I don't have a problem with it.
I do. Bannon, influential White House aide during Donald Trump's first term as president, appeared on the 4th episode of This Is Gavin Newsom. During the 72-minute podcast, Bannon opined on a series of largely economic issues with good-natured disagreement from Newsom. At one point, Newsom, while critical of Trump's scattershot tariffs policy, made a defense of targeted import taxes, pointing out Biden's hiked tariffs on aluminum and steel during his time in office. But when he had on Charlie Kirk, that was his first guest, Charlie Kirk. Yes?
I think it's good to cross over and have these conversations. I think this is a good idea. If we continue just to stay in our bubbles, we're not having these conversations.
There's no bubble. You know who these people are. You know that last month Bannon was accused of giving a Nazi salute at a conservative political action conference.
So you have him on your podcast and talk to him about that. He's not going to get quizzed on that by going on Fox News, but he might going on Gavin Newsom's podcast.
Newsom had no pushback for Bannon at all.
Which is probably part of the agreement, which is why they shouldn't have an agreement.
And then when he had Charlie Kirk on, he agreed with Charlie Kirk about trans athletes,
thus blowing his possibility for being a presidential nominee.
I don't agree with that. I'm just saying I don't think you should have this thing where people of differing opinions shouldn't be on podcasts together. I think they should be on podcasts.
I will not point out how you're being hypocritical here.
What are you talking about?
I'm not going to talk about it here. I'll talk about it off the air.
What?
Okay. But if you think you know what somebody stands for that is abhorrent, you should not platform them. That's my argument about it.
I would love to know what I'm being hypocritical about.
Lady Gaga has long been known for pulling inspiration from an eclectic mix of artists, and with seventh studio album Mayhem, she cited Nine Inch Nails as a major influence. During an interview on the Howard Stern show, the pop icon opened up about her admiration for Trent Reznor and his groundbreaking work with the industrial rock outfit. What does that mean?
9 Inch Nails.
I guess
they just couldn't say 9 Inch Nails for some reason.
With the industrial rock outfit. When Stern played 9 Inch Nails Closer and asked why she loves the track so much, Gaga did not hesitate. Because it is so good, she said. Duh, Howard. The 1994 hit, known for its pulsating synth and provocative lyrics, is one of 9 Inch Nails' most recognizable songs. Lady Gaga says she's actually met Trent Reznor, but struggled to recall their first meeting. I mean, I forget the first time I met him. I black out every time I'm in his presence, she said. He's an amazing musician. He said, do you ever feel intimidated by him? And she said, not intimidated, just really excited, stoked. I'm very stoked by him. Let's see. Conor McGregor got booed.
Good.
Yeah. Sammy, he was at a Limp Bizkit show in Dublin, and he came up on stage and people booed him. Sammy Hagar has shared a personal tribute to the fan who gave him his famous nickname.
The Red Rocker?
Yeah. He was named that by a fan, apparently. Hagar's early success came in the band Montrose, but he was dismissed after just a couple of years. He embarked on a solo career, at which point he crossed paths with a guy named John Pruner. In 1976, I had just released the Red album, Hagar said. I was playing one of my first concerts in Seattle, supporting that record with the song Red being the single. The next morning, I was checking out of the hotel, and John Pruner, the man in these photos that I'm showing you, stopped me and asked me for an autograph on the newspaper review of the concert. And he asked me to sign, he said, would you please sign it, The Red Rocker? And that was the beginning of my nickname, The Red Rocker. Little did either man know that at the time, but it stuck. And over the years, Hagar has embraced the nickname. He said, John, maybe I was the first redhead before the fans became redheads, Hagar said. Pruner's, he was, they were sort of off and on friends over the years. At any rate, he has passed.
I don't think of Hagar as a redhead.
I don't
though.
either. He's blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I know he used to wear red a lot, the color,
I don't think
but
of him as being a
I never
redhead.
thought of him as a redhead.
Let's see, the Brian Jonestown Massacre, still around. They're going to do a huge tour. They'll be in the United States this fall. I'm sure we'll be giving tickets away. And let's see what else we have. Oh, John Hamm has a new show. A new series, he plays Andrew Cooper, a man who isn't doing so great. He's fired in disgrace from his cushy job, grapples with his recent divorce, and with the strain on his finances, he concocts a plan. He's going to steal from his neighbors' homes. He lives in an affluent neighborhood, and he's going to go burglarize their homes. However, he soon discovers the secrets and affairs hidden behind those wealthy facades, and it might be more dangerous than he ever imagined.
Oh.
The name of the show is Your Friends and Neighbors. John Hamm turns to a life of crime.
Well, he's good in Landman.
Yeah. He's good in...
Everyone's good in Landman.
Everyone's good in Landman.
Yeah. And he was really good in Fargo. Man.
And they just announced season 2 of Landman.
Oh, good.
Yeah. All right, that's it.
Let's see. Well, we have a couple of minutes here.
You're not going to tell me why I'm hypocritical?
Not on the air, Gina. I told you that. I told you.
Okay, but more broadly, though.
Okay.
Why is it a bad idea to have people with opposing viewpoints on
it
shows
isn't.
together?
It isn't. But it is a bad idea to have people whose ideas are... There can be opposing ideas, and then there can just be people who have wrong ideas. Abhorrent ideas. And Steve Bannon and Charlie Kirk are those people. They do not
agree.
They do not deserve to have any platform. They have their own platform. Let them mouth off there.
That's true.
You know,
my whole take is when you go to the Gavin Newsom podcast, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
So that's why have him on.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Gavin's kind of slimy.
Yeah.
I mean, he was married to Kimberly Guilfoyle.
Yep.
Yeah.
the ambassador to Greece?
See, and I thought that Kimberly Guilfoyle just went crazy just like in the past 10 years or so. But I'm hearing stories.
No, she's always been.
About how she's always been crazy.
Yeah.
And that's why Gavin Newsom's
scheming
judgment is suspect.
Yeah, he married crazy.
Yeah,
for sure.
I like
He's not the savior of the Democrat party.
No, he's not. We need someone like him, though. We don't have one.
I mean, do you think we ought to have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on our show?
You bet. That'd be great.
No.
You wouldn't, if you had the opportunity to interview Robert F. Kennedy, you would say no. You're lying.
I don't think I would. No, I don't think I would.
Well, coming up after these messages, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is on the phone, Bill. He's going to step in here, and you can talk to him.
Okay.
Weather.
Okay, well, it's not raining here. Our attorney said it was raining in Sandy where he was. More likely that will happen this afternoon. Even possible thunderstorm after 3 p.m. It'll be a little breezy today, too. High of 55, so it's definitely going to be rain during the day today. But we do cool all the way off into the freezing area overnight, so this rain could turn over to snow. This pattern continues all through Saturday night. We get a bit of a break on Sunday, and then comes back around on Monday.
Thank you.
Listen to Radio from Hell and Home. Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
When you mentioned what this list is, I thought, do I know? I can't think of any major celebrity this has happened to.
Sure.
These must be all minor celebrities.
No.
Okay.
Celebrities who have been shot and survived.
Who?
First one is 50 Cent.
50.
Yeah. Shot 9 times. 9 times.
I guess he is a major celebrity.
9 times outside of his grandmother's house in Queens.
Did his grandmother do it?
I don't think so. Oh. Andy Warhol.
Yeah.
That's right.
Radical feminist.
By Valerie Solanas, right?
Yep. Tried to murder the artist in 1968. Bullets hit vital organs. He was hospitalized for 2 months, but
I think they say so he died pretty young, though.
I'm sure that contributed to it.
Yeah, it kind of contributed to it. And there was just a story recently. He used to send out a double, when he was scheduled to go speak.
And like Melania.
Yeah, he was scheduled to speak at the University of Utah, and gave this, but it wasn't him. It was somebody who looked like him, and they did it because he was paranoid about all that.
Bob Marley, reggae legend, was shot in Kingston, Jamaica in 1976. 2 days later, he performed in a concert with a bullet still in his arm.
It must not have been very bad then.
Tupac Shakur. Now, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, he was.
Well, he was shot and survived and then shot and killed.
Yeah, well,
okay.
Yeah.
Shot 5 times in 1994.
Right.
Once in the hand, twice in the head, twice in the groin. He survived that.
Jeez.
But then the next time, not so much. Oliver Stone.
I had no idea he'd been, well, any number of people would probably want to shoot him, but.
Well, it was before he was Oliver Stone, when he was serving in Vietnam. He was shot.
Okay.
But he survived.
Yeah, okay.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Rapper shot himself in the chest with a gun he found in his mother's apartment when he was just 12 years old.
Well, shooting yourself, does that count now? Really?
Well, it's being shot and survived. Kelly Preston.
What?
The late actress.
Did John Travolta?
No. She was briefly engaged to Charlie Sheen. It's been speculated that he accidentally shot her in the arm, but Sheen claims that she accidentally shot herself. Larry Flint. 1978, shot by a white supremacist, left him paralyzed from the waist down, but it didn't kill him. Garrett Morris.
He was shot?
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
During a 1994 robbery, the bullet damaged his intestines, required several operations, but it did not kill him.
Wow.
Megan Thee Stallion, who just hosted
Saturday Night
Live. She suffered gunshot wounds as a result of a crime that was committed against me, she said.
I think they got her right in the twerk.
You think?
Mm-hmm. Hey, go back to Larry Flint for a second.
Uh-huh.
Who? So Woody Harrelson played him in the movie.
Uh-huh.
Who played the person who shot him?
I
don't know.
You want me to look that up?
No, it's not that important. You keep going with the list. I just thought maybe it was such a tiny thing that you wouldn't know.
Suge Knight, shot 6 times in a nightclub.
Yeah.
Survived.
Well, a lot of these are no surprise.
Peter Fonda.
Huh.
He accidentally shot himself with his dad's handgun when he was 10 years old.
With Henry Fonda's handgun?
Yes. David Ortiz. Baseball star.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shot at a bar. That happened not that long ago, actually. James Garner.
Was that Big Pappy?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now, who would shoot James Garner?
Well, it was when he was in the Korean War.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought it was maybe over a card game.
He was awarded 2 Purple Hearts.
Because he was Maverick.
Here's one for you, Bill. Greg LeMond.
Yeah, I do. He's hunting accident.
Famous cyclist.
Yeah.
Accidentally shot in the back by his brother during a hunting expedition.
And he recovered and went on to race again.
Jackie Wilson.
Just like Jackie Wilson.
Shot by his jealous girlfriend, Juanita Jones, in 1961. He lost a kidney, but not his life. He survived.
All right. One more.
Curly Howard.
Whoa, what? A stooge?
He was shot by Tupac.
He shot himself in the foot while cleaning his rifle.
9:36.
So my father passed away 3 years ago.
It's been 3 years?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And
I don't know why it seems like only one.
Because everything's weird.
Everything's weird.
And my sister McKell and I did a couple of things in honor of that. We talked with the University of Utah, because he was a big supporter of them, about putting a memorial for him in the tailgate area.
Mm-hmm.
And in conjunction with that, we sponsored a scholarship in his name for the communications department at the U.
Oh.
We got this notice yesterday. Hi, Mikkel and Gina. Thank you so much for helping and updating your father's page on the communication department's website. We have updated it here with a link.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be transparent, and I love the University of Utah. I am not saying anything bad about them. I'm just saying these are the times that we are in.
Okay.
This is not them. It comes from somewhere else. We want to be transparent. We had to replace one of the words in the text provided, diversity, with the phrasing, quote, varied perspectives, in order to adhere with the current regulations.
That's crazy.
I hope you understand. So
That's so stupid.
So here's what it says on his memorial page.
Okay.
So now that you know those words are changed out.
All right.
Dedicated on November 12, 2022, the Tom Barberi Memorial at the University of Utah Tailgate Lot honors the legacy of legendary radio broadcaster known as the Voice of Reason. Family, friends, industry peers, listeners, and University of Utah dignitaries celebrated the memorial installment in Barberry fashion at a home game against Stanford. A passionate supporter of Utah athletics, Barberry was a fixture in the local sports scene, blending sharp wit with deep devotion to the Utes. Beyond sports, he championed the value of varied perspectives, fearlessly challenging the status quo in broadcast journalism. His career exemplified the power of questioning conventional wisdom, fostering meaningful dialogue, and advocating for independent thinking, principles that continue to inspire both fans and media broadcasters alike. Go Utes.
This is how you control the way people think.
Exactly.
I just thought it was interesting that schools are having to get creative, varied perspectives is a safer way of saying diversity, because that is a word they are not allowed to have in any official documentation.
You know what's astonishing to me is that something, and this is not a slam on your father, but something so insignificant in the entire university world as that little blurb somehow catches the eye of somebody.
Well, no, it's not catching the eye. They put in a scan of all the official, and it says go in and find the word diversity
in
anywhere
anything. So the word diversity doesn't exist anymore.
No, you cannot use it.
It
diversity,
doesn't exist.
Equity, inclusion. Those three words cannot. My sister's a professor at Weber State University. Again, not Weber State University's fault. They're just following.
I challenge somebody. The next woman professor who has a baby at the U, name your kid Diversity. Diversity Johnson.
And you can say it all the time.
Oh, and my son Diversity, he's so great.
Isn't that crazy, though?
And his sister Equity, and we're going to have another, we're going to name him Inclusion.
It is. It's you know, and I hate to go to the well, but it's Nazi-era manipulation.
It is.
You know?
And I feel really badly that you had to waste their time doing that.
Yes.
And that they felt the need to,
apologize.
Apologize
It was nice
for
of
having
to do it. I mean,
it was nice of them to.
Yeah.
To say, please understand.
Of course, it's fine.
Please, some woman professor have a baby and name it Diversity.
Or change your name to Diversity, Professor Diversity. Legally change.
Maybe
your
I'll
name.
legally change my name to Diversity Allred.
And I just wonder what the other side thinks they have gained here. What is the positive thing that has happened by making this word a bad word?
They've owned the libs, and that's how they govern.
We're making you do something that you don't want to do.
That's all they care about. That's their platform. Is owning the libs.
Why is that a bad word? Tell me why that's a bad word.
Because it upsets you that we took it away.
It isn't a bad word.
It's not a bad word.
Gina, there's no way I can tell you that because it isn't a bad word.
It's not a bad word.
And it's just a way of controlling it.
Here's a texter. I work for the U, and the language changes required.
Oh, yeah.
Took an enormous amount of employee time to find and change.
I'm sure. And I'm sorry that we had that word in our in our thing that you had to waste your time with.
That's Radio from Hell, the official show of critical race theory.
Again, it's that's how they govern, is owning the libs. That's their first platform.
And here's an example of something that they thought was important, and they put it into practice. Like so many things you talk about and they never come to fruition. Like, oh, you know what we should do? Get rid of that word diversity. They did it.
Oh, yeah.
That means you could do that with important things.
So it doesn't mean that you could do that. It means that you are doing it.
No, I mean, like you could do things like opening those child care centers.
That's what they're doing.
You could. You have the power to take an idea and
Yeah.
make it happen. There's your evidence right there.
But
we don't like the word diversity. We have removed
But
it
the
from-
liberals are the ones who want those child care centers.
Yeah. And this is not. They've been playing the long game for years, and we have not. We've been just going on and assuming that everyone's going to follow the rules and everyone will do what is right. No, they're not.
It's
Go Utes!
Go Utes.
I love you, Utes. It's not you. I know. I'm sorry.
Go diversity! I'm going to go to Diversity of Utah.
Diversity of
Utah.
Diversity.
There you go.
I'm a diversity student. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah. Why is everyone going along with it? Because them's the
They
rules.
have to.
We
They'll
have
take
to.
money away.
They'll take the money
Oh,
away,
yeah,
and then you got nothing.
And they have taken money away.
They
There will
have.
be grants. There will be research not able to be done.
Exactly. All right. Well, on that note, we'll take a break, play a song, be back after the...
That's
You took him. You took him.
on this day.
I didn't.
Wayne Sweeney, one of Saliva's founding members, died at the age of 59. Frank does not kill these people,
I
Gina.
know. I get orders from the Home Office.
And he feels horrible about it.
I didn't want to, but it was click, click, boop is what I did.
Click, click, boop.
Booped him on the nose.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, Frank, but
Yes.
Saliva was one of our early big ass shows.
Oh, yes.
X96 big ass
Oh,
shows.
yes. I always hover around the big concerts.
Well, that's a good idea.
Just in case.
Something could happen.
Frank Christ is with us. He is a celebrity Grim Reaper. Frank, I was wondering, do you get any royalties from that cartoon, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy?
Oh, I wish, boy.
That cartoon was very popular on Cartoon
Very,
Network.
very popular. I don't get any royalties from any depiction of me.
How do you feel about the cartoon depiction of you in that?
Well, that
or is
one,
that you?
That one was close, and that's why it upset me the most. It's because I mean, look at that face.
Yes.
And then look at my face.
It's kind of a long face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Well,
I'll tell you the one that I didn't care for was the Bill and Ted.
Oh,
Bill and Ted.
yeah.
Oh, didn't care for that one at all.
How about the one in the Monty Python movie that said it's the salmon moose one?
Well, that one really made me look like a badass.
It did. It did. Well, Frank is here to play a game, a macabre game that we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
Frank has brought a list of celebrities. And we keep the list small, 4 celebrities. And on this list of celebrities, 3 of them are...
No, they're fine. They're just fine.
1, Frank has gone to their death scene and taken them away to the great waiting room in the sky or whatever it is, wherever they go. Do we have a contestant?
Andrea.
Andrea, good morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I know you are. Andrea, you could win what, Gina? What can Andrea win?
Tickets. This is actually win them before you can buy them tickets to Three Doors Down and Candlebox. They're coming to USANA Amphitheater on July 20th. Tickets go on sale Friday, March 24th at livenation.com.
Are you ready to play?
I am ready.
All right. You have to find the one person on this list who Frank has taken away, because the other 3 are, as Frank says.
Well, they're fine.
Just fine, yeah. These are Saturday Night Live hosts from season 1 of Saturday Night Live. Number 1 on the list, Louise Lasser, known for her portrayal of the title character on the soap opera satire Mary Hartman. She was married to Woody Allen and appeared in several of Woody Allen's early films.
Really?
Some reports claim that Lasser's erratic behavior as host on Saturday Night Live led to her being the first person ever banned from SNL. According to Lasser, though, she said, "For me to threaten to walk off the show, I would never do that for spite. Banned. That's a horrible thing to have said. It is not true." Number 1 on the list, Louise Lasser. Number 2, Robert Klein. American stand-up comedian, singer, actor. Klein has released 4 comedy albums in his career: A Child of the 50s, Mind Over Matter, New Teeth, and Let's Not Make Love. The first 2 albums received Grammy Award for Best Comedy Album nominations. He performed I Can't Stop My Leg with the Saturday Night Live Band, co-written by Paul Schaefer and Howard Shore when he hosted. Number 2 on the list, Robert Klein. Number 3, host from Saturday Night Live Season 1, Dick Cavett, American television personality, former talk show host. He appeared regularly on nationally broadcast television in the U.S. for 5 decades. Cavett was nominated for at least 10 Emmy Awards. He won 3. Jimmy Cliff was the musical guest when Cavett hosted Saturday Night Live. Number 3, Dick Cavett. And finally, number 4 on the list, Jill Clayburgh. She received the Cannes Film Festival Award for Best Actress and was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actress for her breakthrough role in Paul Mazursky's An Unmarried Woman. She also received a second consecutive Academy Award nomination for Starting Over, as well as 4 Golden Globe nominations for her film performances. The Saturday Night Live she hosted featured the very first appearance on SNL of Mr. Bill. That's right. Number 4 on the list, Jill Clayburgh. So there you go. 4 hosts from a long time ago on Saturday Night Live. Do you know who's no longer with us?
I'm going to go with number 3.
Number 3, Dick Cavett? No, I'm sorry.
He's fine. He's fine.
Dick is 86, still kicking. I heard him interviewed fairly recently. He's still, he's got all of his wits about him, too. So no, Dick is still with us. But here, I'll give you another chance. If you get it on this second try,
you'll get those tickets.
Yeah, you'll get the tickets. Here we go. Okay. Is it Louise Lasser, Robert Klein, or Jill Clayburgh?
Ooh, I'm going to go with Jill Clayburgh.
Absolutely right. Jill Clayburgh. You get the ticket. She died in 2010, pretty early. She was 66.
Was she dancing as fast as she could?
She had chronic lymphatic leukemia for 20 years. And dealt with it privately before dying from it at her home in Lakeville, Connecticut. So there you go. You get the tickets, Andrea, and congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hang on the line, and somebody will come on and tell you what you need to do next. Let's see. We check these other people. Robert Klein is 81, still doing stuff. Louise Lasser is still alive. I didn't know that.
That one surprised me.
I didn't know she was married to Woody Allen.
Yeah, very, very early. She was in his first 3 movies, Take the Money and Run, and I can't remember the name of the other 2 offhand. And she runs an acting school in New York. Really? She's still working. She's 83, and Dick Cavett 86, and I said Robert Klein, 81. Yeah. You ever seen him do I Can't Stop My Leg?
Well, it's very funny.
It's hilarious. It's just hilarious.
I bet you could find that on YouTube.
Yes, you could. Frank, what's up with you today?
Well, I'm going to go wish Chaka Khan happy birthday today.
Chaka Khan.
She's 70.
Oh.
Holding up. Holding up.
She's holding up. Maybe you should check in on Louise Lasser.
Maybe.
She's every woman.
Yeah.
I will. I'll marry Hartman.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank. So long. So long. Louise Lasser, I read a bunch of stuff about her doing this. She is kind of nutty. Was kind of nutty, and there was in Saturday Night Live. She had problems.
Okay.
When she was hosting.
Well, I mean, she was married to Woody Allen. That'll affect anybody.
That's right.
All right. Oh, it's over.
I fell asleep.
Hey, wake me up.
Sorry. It was on this day situation.
Okay.
30 years ago today, Radiohead released their second studio album, The Bends, considered by many as one of the most influential albums of the 90s. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that.
Yeah, I guess.
But there you go.
Didn't influence me in any way.
Nope.
No.
Influenced me to nap.
Not, I know people love Radiohead.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Never quite resonated with me.
Yeah, me neither. People.
You feel like you're supposed to like Radiohead.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to eat your peas.
People try to explain to me why they're important, and I'm like, yeah, I understand it, and I respect that, but it's not for me.
I like peas better than Radiohead.
Ooh.
I love peas. Hot buttered peas, English peas with a little salt and pepper. Oh.
All right, let's do the promo and crawl towards the exit, shall we? On Friday's Radio from Hell show, we honor our friend the moon.
It is a full moon.
It's a blood moon.
It's a worm moon.
And we'll have a lunar eclipse on top of it all.
Radio from Hell mooning all over you Friday morning here on X96.
We're going to be mooning people?
Sure. Mooning, not... So
have
there's
you ever
mooning.
been mooned?
Yes. But isn't mooning, can't you also like...
sort of like fawning over?
Yeah. Or like you are obsessed with somebody or like that. I don't know.
It can be that.
Or it's a place where Alice needs to go immediately.
To the moon!
Yes.
That's a really obscure joke.
Using the power of a fist.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, punching her so hard that she literally leaves orbit.
But you know, he never laid a finger on her.
Oh.
And at the end of every show, he would say, "Baby, you're the greatest."
All right, I think we're good. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Oh, look,
What
I'm going to
was
make you gay.
Hey, quit
There
it.
you go.
Quit it.
There you go. Is it working?
You're waving me gay. Quit it.
Oh.
Artie Fufkin is